Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome along to round number 7 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. It's season 19, it's round number 7. It's another 3-hour affair for the teams in the GT3s and GT4s, and we are in Italy once again this season. It is Imola, 1953. This little cracker was thrown together. All the twists and turns have been added, about half a mile has been lost in the overall length. It certainly hasn't reduced the amount of action that we see around this track, and with the 48-minute stint timer once again, we will see lots of interaction between the two classes. Oh yes, we will. My name is, of course, John Wright. I'll be here for all of the action this afternoon. A couple of follows on Twitch already. There we go. Blue Space 95 and David F. Welcome into LFM. You can follow, of course, the socials will be popped up. In fact, we had SNW 95 follow as well just before we started, so thank you very much. There's another one just popped in. Powder 933, welcome in, welcome in. We are, of course, here, as I said, at Imola. So far this season, an absolute calendar of the gods, it is safe to say. We've had the Red Bull Ring, Suzuka, Spa, Kailami, Misano, Watkins Glen last time out. We'll get a quick look at those results in a moment. Imola today, then it's Brands Hatch next time out. That is going to be fun. A short track for sure. Then we'll go straight from a short track to a very long high track. It's Bathurst. When in the second half, preceded by Barcelona with Silverstone and the Nürburgring Ring to finish off the 12-week series. As I mentioned, it was Watkins Glen last time out. And it was Russian Rise that won it, with Sim RC Endurance by Barmenia taking up 2 podium spots. Fisher Racing and In Felix Racing 4th and 5th, and Sim Racing Setups bringing home 6th position. Bear with me one moment, that is just frozen at my end. Let me just grab this. Do love the technology. Speedstars in 7th, close quarter in 8th. In Felix with 2 cars in the top 10. Rick Links Racing rounding out the top 10. Series leaders Carlet Racing crossing the line in 11th place. And in the GT4s, as we can see, the dynamic MS youngsters were at it again. Another race win for them this season, ahead of Fort Club and Buchholz Racing at 2nd and 3rd. Nalhala making a charge in the championship at the minute. They finished in 4th last week, with the Pixel Pilots in 5th. Carlet Racing outside the top 5 in the GT4s, but ahead of the Apex Predators in 7th. Akibua in 8th, with North Racing in 9th place, and Avalon Motorsport rounding out the top 10 around Watkins Glen for the GT4s. In the standings, as we can see in the GT4s, Carlet Racing with a solid 600-point lead over Fort Club, who did finish ahead, importantly for them last week, of the Apex Predators. 300 points now separates those two. Almost 150 points separating Apex and Buchholz, with Nalhala, as I say, on a bit of a charge. 5th position at the moment. They've got Sunset Outrun, a couple of points adrift, with who themselves have got a couple of 100 points on Akibua. North Racing in the top 10 in the race last week, in the top 10 in the standings. They're in 8th, with the Pixel Pilots in 9th, and Links Racing Spain team rounding out the top 10. At the halfway mark of the season, we've got the GT3s as well, of course. SimRC Endurance by Barmenia, safe to say a commanding lead they've got at the minute, over double was second place Carbon. In fact, they've got more than second and third combined. So, yeah, quite the lead that they've got. In Felix in fourth, Team 32 in fifth, and we play in sixth. Alpha Racing Team, 1900 points, very close to breaching the 2000 mark, and joining a plethora of teams ahead, but they are still ahead of Pepega Motorsport, 1912. Strater in ninth, and Tatum Restech rounding out the top 10 in the GT4s. As I say, that is the halfway mark for the season. The drivers this season will be taking home lifetime licenses to ACC Drive. Up to 10 per team member. Good luck everyone, says David Andre. Welcome in, David. Hope you're looking forward to the action today. Bear with me a moment as we get this up and running. The all too familiar sound at the start of qualifying. The drivers slowly making their way around the last corner to give one another space. We've got 42 out for this evening's race, or this morning, this afternoon, depending on where you are, of course. Good, solid, multinational bunch behind the wheel again. There's some links in the chat as well for low fuel motorsports setups. Get yourself out on track as well. Let's see how quick you all are. As I say, 42 out on track, a good split between the GT3s and the GT4s, and the split again tending the way of the solo driver for this one today. We're sort of heading back towards multiple drivers per car, but today we are definitely back towards solo drivers ruling the race. We've got 3 teams with 3 drivers. North Racing being one of them in the GT4 class. Also in the GT4s, Emma Reparto Coaching got 3 drivers taking part today, and in the GT3s, AX Racing in the Aston Martin, they're going to be taking this on with 3 drivers. As I say, an absolute host of solo drivers out there as well. Tobias Haig, top 10 in the championship, Carbon Motorsport. He'll be out. The Loic Tenetray just jumping back into the pits. George Boothby is out today as well, driving this one solo. I imagine 3 hours is just a warm-up. There we go, Anatoly Croyton as well for Team 32. He's got the GT3 McLaren, he's got that one all to himself today. Matthew Hughes, he's going solo. The Apex Predators Janetta, that'll be a good one. Sam Gaskell also appearing today in the Porsche. Not often to see Sam in the Porsche. But yeah, so 255 on both. Out on track today, and of course Arnaud De La Zeus, QRT, another solo specialist. He's in their McLaren, and yes, I am a big fan of their livery, so gratuitous camera time. The one in front and behind, not too shabby either. There's Carlett Racing that I was looking for. Yeah, Daniel Doer, he's going to be driving it solo for them today, as we're seeing some early times coming in. 14 minutes still left to qualify. We've got an optimal track, 21 degrees, so the drivers will be wringing the neck out of the rubber wrapped around the rims at the moment. And yeah, a couple of fresh sets could go on. A bit of cloud cover, 5:16 PM, so yeah, temperature might drop a degree before the end. See what that's worth. It's Jan Rochelle in the pits. For LFM Esports, he is the quickest GT3 car at the moment, and it is Arnaud De La Zeus. Provisional pole in the GT4s, as he is just coming down into Ravazza. That's how we use those curbs. Oh, a little bit of a shake of the rear end on the exit. You'll love to see the commitment. Is he going quicker? He is indeed. He's going to stretch his gap at the top. That might... and in fact, yeah, Matthew Youds has shown some good pace behind him. It really is. If you listen really closely, you could hear him shout family there as he came sliding around that corner. Crosses the line. Good few tenths in his pocket, or he had. Oh, he lost 2 of them. He did bring 2 home, but he's still over a second off the pace up at the top there. We have got Zhu for 5-star racing, and that is a 5-star lap in the Aston Martin in the minute. 1 minute 39.5 to put a 3/10 gap between himself and Pascal Giroux for the free Lancer Aston Martin. That is a livery there. Lucas Rowe has gone 3rd. Vlugen up in 4th, is threatening to go very quick as well. Marquez inside the top 10 tenuously though at the minute, because Andreas Kropf is putting on a lap as well. Still got to get to the halfway mark, so plenty of time for the drivers. Tom wins for the Apex Predators, looking to put on some time. And you can see on the track map, yeah, whether it's qualifying or whether it's the race, it is very quick. The interactions come around this track. Nice little bounce there. Now we're going to tail it down into Aqua Minerale. Most of the water down here usually tears on the track from a move gone wrong. One of those corner complexes, you don't even have to make a mistake to make a mistake. I think we all know to what I do refer. Coming through the chicane though, he's actually lost some time. Gregorio for Avalon Motorsport, he's got his McLaren running at good pace at the moment. Could see himself up a couple of positions, certainly looking to join Winch up around the periphery, the top 10 in the GT4s. Oh, we do have a new GT4 class leader. It's the MR Reparto coaching team. They've tucked themselves up a 1 minute 48.465. Very nicely done. To see themselves 4/10 ahead of De La Zeus. De La Zeus now with an identical time to Yannick Schumacher, a fire flag. 1 minute 48.802 for both drivers. Of course, De La Zeus will hold on to second if it stays this way, because he set the time first. Even after 3 drivers in Formula 1 set exactly the same time as Suzuka, it was decided that the FIA would go to the 4th integer, so we stay with this rule. Drivers run to 3 hundreds, 10,000s, tens, hundreds, thousands, and then yeah, whoever set it first gets the glory, which is at the moment De La Zeus. We've got Daniel Dorfer, Kalitz making a bit of an impression. He's just lost some time there. Del Lilo as well for DC Racing in the Mercedes, looking to make an encroachment further into the top 10. In the GT3s, across the line goes our provisional pole sitter at the halfway mark. It is still the shoe for the 5-star racing team, the Aston, sounding very good and looking very quick. And Mika Vlugen, I did mention that he was on a fast lap as well, and the Aston's really prospering around here today. That is another one on the front row, the AX Racing team. Up into second place, Rochelle for LFM. Finds himself weaving through traffic on the way into Aqua Minerale, with the BMW currently holding 3rd. Giroux, another Aston Martin in 4th place. Lucas Rowe, Aston Martin Sim in RC Endurance by Barminia. Just need to bring home the points for the rest of the season. Looking very good to beat crown champions, it has to be said. Krenel just coming out of the pits. Marcus Honsel in 9th place at the moment, down on his lap, so he's not going to improve on this one. Marquez though, he just might. Needs to find a bit more out in the last corner, so he is going to go quicker. He really needs to carry the speed in the first chicane as much as possible. He's still 2/10 off Croydon ahead of him. Well, in fact, just over a tenth. He found a little bit more than I thought. Oh, and he's pulled over. Didn't fancy it. Jan Rochelle, he maybe does. There we are. Okay, through turn 3. He's got a good run over the line. Oh, and he's equal. Wow. Rochelle is equal. The BMW driver has equalled you, so much like... Oh, and there's been an improvement there. Oh no, sorry, of course, that's in the GT4. So yeah, just like the GT4s, only one step up. Is Zhu holding first place. Jan Rochelle for LFM in the BMW. Aston Martin's be gone. So it's a 1 minute 39.507. Now, you know what, I'm not even going to repeat. Yeah, you know what, we'll go for it. Since I used to be indecisive, now I'm not quite so sure. Suzuki years ago, 3 drivers in the Formula 1 set exactly the same lap time. It was decided by the FIA they would go to the 4th integer, they would remain with tens, hundreds, thousands, and whoever set the time first will hold on to the honour. So Rochelle equals the fastest time set, finds himself in 2nd place, 2 tenths ahead of Lugan now, who's got a tenth and a half to Giroux. Lucas Road, the Aston Martins really are dominant around here at the minute. Nico Hunt, 6th position for QRT. That looks good on the BMW as well. He is 6th position at the minute. He was slightly... Oh no, sorry, this is an outlap. 1 minute 40.077. Cryonics are only just behind him with a 40.087. So pretty close there in the top 10. Let's see, Boothby's got a 44.6. Gaskell 47.4 there at the back of the grid at the minute. 20 out of 21 of the GT3s have set a time. The only one not the time on the board at the minute is FMR. Bossatelli with 7 minutes to go. No time on the board, and I think this is an outlap as well. So yeah, very much the business end of qualifying already. Top wins with the yellow flag. Paglia still leading the way in the GT4s, and he is threatening to go quicker as well. De La Zeus not able to close the gap so far or separate himself from Schumacher. I'm sure Schumacher is feeling exactly the same. But yeah, so Bossatelli, that wasn't a valid lap. 6 minutes left to go. Track conditions have stayed exactly the same for the entirety of the session. 2 of the top 3 in the pits, 3 of the top 6 in the pits. Only real improvement at the minute by his egg for Carbon Motorsport, the Mustang. He's currently half a second up, and it's a half a second that he desperately needs. That'll only get him up 4 positions. So he's going to have to find something in the race unless he's made, unless he's left, I'm not going to say made mistakes, unless he's left a bit of time on the track in other corners. And as I say that, oh, he gets up to 6 tenths, but it's just greyed out. I think he's popped the track limits there. Yeah, not going the way Haig at the moment. So finds himself on a warm-up lap as well. Let's see what Maximilian Andre is doing for North Racing. He's putting 2 tyres on the gravel and losing the 2 tenths that he had. Improvement on that lap, so we'll jump onto Sim Racing Canal. They are in... Dude, that is an incredible livery. Let's just take a moment. Do love the snake skin on that Mercedes. Sure, a friend of mine used to drive one of these in a league. Very nice. Yeah, other than nice livery, nice time at the moment. He is going quicker. Oh, but so is Lilo. Lilo is through turn 10. We'll jump on here first because he's actually half a second up. And this will make an impression on the front 2 rows of the grid if he can carry this one home. Kitlin. Schumacher's gone quicker, so Schumacher has gone quicker. He's gone up to 2nd place. Oh, DeLillo's lost himself a bit of time there. That's not what he needed. Tobias Haig again, 6/10 of a second up on this lap. Can he carry it home? That'll take him to 40.4, so again it's only going to be good enough for 11th place potentially. Oh, he's 8/10 up, right, he's left a lot of time out on track. Let's see what DeLillo does. He's dropped a bit over that lap, but given there's 3 drivers on 49.6, it'll at least put him ahead of those. That puts him up to 5th position, not quite the second row he was aspiring to, I'm sure. Haig is now a full second up. Here he comes through Ravazza, so he's worked out the kinks through the rest of the track. He's got Aqua Minerale absolutely nailed. Keep this neat out the last corner. He does indeed, plays it nice and safe. Wants to bring this one home. This is going to be a full second. It's going to take him to 40.0, which is going to see him tied for 6th position. Oh, 39.9. I thought we were going to have 3 drivers on 40.0, but no, 39.9 to go row 3 with 3 minutes left to go. Still got time to get another lap if he can. Oh, and he's gone quicker. He's gone quicker. The 5-star Racing Aston has gone quicker, 39.75. Rochelle is not on a flying lap with 3 minutes to go through turn 3. So it looks like he's going to get one more crack of the whip. Schumacher looking to improve. Oh, yellow flag. De La Zeus is in the pits. That's his qualifying done. 1 minute 48.8 was on the same time as Schumacher. Schumacher did find a 1/4 of a tenth of a second. Oh, but the finest margins, and he's gone quicker again to make it almost a full 10th. Boothby finding time on his lap down at the back of the grid. Gaskell's in the pits. He's maybe going for a bit of a last to first challenge. And Svotko has just joined. No time set there. Boothby 1.2 seconds up. Maybe doesn't quite fancy the last to first. In fact, yeah, even with a 1.3 second improvement, it still would put him to 19th. Who else have we got? Herman. For Team Purple Deluxe. Need more than the 10th they're carrying at the minute. Silverio for LK about to cross the line in the pink Aston Martin. Let's see if this 10th of a second, can he get enough to get ahead of Knopf? Not quite. Knopf will hold on to the spot there. Rochelle with a white flag, lap over. Zhu still out on track, provisional pole. Looking good for it at the minute. A minute left to go. Unless Haig can pull something out the back here. Everyone else not on an invalid lap as well. And Zhu threatening to go even quicker. GT4's piling into the pits. Paglia comes in. Provisional pole in hand. Matthew Hughes for the Apex Predators through Aqua Minerale. No, in fact, down on the lap at the minute. Need to make up 2 tenths. He's found the 10th, nothing much else happening there. Boothby's 8/10 up, only driver, oh no, sorry. Oh, Vlugan was threatening improvement. Giroux is. Vlugan still threatening a bit of an improvement. Making up the 10th, can he find enough to topple Rochelle on the last lap? Giroux as well for the Freelancers, another Aston Martin Prosper, 39.5. He's threatening at the minute, so yeah, Rochelle. Could well be looking over his shoulder at the minute. And the GT4's Noble as well, 1.3 seconds up. Oh, and goes sideways. Goes sideways. Vlugan's lost it out of the final chicane. Can he find anything yet? Qualifying, fast coming in, so many cars in the pits. We've also got in Felix a couple of tenths up. Oh, Vlugan's found 2 tenths in the braking zone as he's just braked late. As he managed to carry the speed, he has indeed gone from 2 down to 2 up. Oh, and he's dropped a tenth on it. On the way out of the last corner, this is going to be so close to taking Rochelle's spot on the front row of the grid. He crosses the line. Oh, 400s. Wow. 400s separate second and third. Lucas Road up in 4th place. He's done a 39.7. Coming at the last corner. Oh, and he's still on a valid lap. Has he got something out of the VATSAT? Nope, I don't think he has. He was a 10th up, but dropped it. Is he going to go any quicker? If he does, I don't think it's going to be enough to move him up. No, 39.73 there as well. Boothby backed out with his lap. Gaskell bringing up the rear. No, sorry. Swadka bringing up the rear of the GT4 grid. Paglia for MR Reparto. Bringing home the bacon in the GT4s with Schumacher in second place. So yeah, right at the death there. A couple of things could have quite easily changed. This is going to be an interesting race, that is for sure. We'll see if I can get some qualifying results up there with me one momento. Who we cheering on? Anybody got any favourites that they're cheering on? Any drivers? Any teams? And yeah, I say drivers, obviously. There is over half the field doing this one solo again today. It's been, yeah, quite the difference over the season. There we go, so confirmation, 5-star Racing taking the top spot by almost a tenth and a half over LFM, with AX Racing in third, Sim RC Endurance in fourth, and Freelancer in fifth, ahead of Carbon QRT inside the top 10, ahead of Cryonics in Team 32, ASS rounding out the top 10, bringing up the rear, as I say, of the GT3 grid. I can't remember. We've got the 255 competition teams starting just ahead. MR Reparto coaching, though, importantly, taking pole in the GT4s. The British manufacturers doing well. Aston Martin's featuring heavily in the top 5, and 4 McLarens leading the way in the GT4 class. But of course we will see how they fare as the race progresses. It is our usual fare, 3 hours of racing, 48-minute stint timers. We'll see how many of the GT4s go for the double stint. We've seen quite a few go for it. I'm honestly surprised we haven't seen more. Good afternoon on YouTube. I would love to participate on this one. Unfortunately, I could not. Well, still plenty more races to come. Make sure you get yourself signed up. There's Chris TV with the timings as well. Daxi, welcome in. Thank you very much for the follow. Okay. There we go. Yep, we can now get a look at the runners and riders for the next 3 hours. 5-star racing, I will see taking pole position in the Aston Martin. They'll be followed into turn 1, or will they? We'll see what runs. Jan Russell's got up his sleeve for LFM Esports from second place. Aston Martin featuring heavily in the GT3s, as we've seen. AX in third place ahead. of Sim RC Endurance by Barmenia Championship leaders in 4th place today. Then it is the Rustys machine, the Freelancer Aston Martin, starting in 5th. Followed by Carbon Motorsport, by say getting it together right at the death of qualifying. Plenty of time, I'm sure he'll say. 7th position, it's QRT Motorsports, Clyde Bixby behind the wheel. Oh, there we go. Thomas Mueller for Cryonics starting in 8th, another BMW. Then it's the McLaren of Anatoly Kreutin for Team 32, starting in 9th place. Sebastian Picano for ASS, rounding out the top 10 in the GT3s for week number 7. Marcus Honzel for Alemannia Aachen Esports, starting in 11th place. Then it's Desmo Racing, starting in 12th position. Starting in 13th, Stefan Behrens for In Felix Racing. They're in the top 10 in the championship, so yeah, Ferrari could be one to watch on home soil today. They'll be chased by Christian Hermann for Team Purple Deluxe, the BMW, setting the time for 14th. And in 15th, it is Andreas Knopp for SG Enduro Performance, starting ahead of LK Motorsport Racing in 16th place. In 17th position, Bossatelli for FNR in the Panda powered Mercedes. In 18th position, Messi Aiden for Strater Motorsport. 1 minute 41.2, good enough for 18th place. Wesser Racing in the Porsche, 141.2 for them as well, good enough for 19th. The George Boothby with the 1 minute 44.6, starting in 20th. Sam Gaskelly's teammate in the Porsche, 1 minute 47. Then it is the GT4s, Cortia Gianni for MR Reparto Coaching taking pole. In 2nd place is Firefly Racing. In 3rd for the GT4s is QRT's Arnaud Delazeus. He'll be starting on row number 2 with Evolution Sim Sports Robert Krillin. Plenty of time left to go. Fernando De Lillo for DC Racing, starting in 5th position in the GT4s today. In 6th it's the Apex Predators and Matthew Hughes in the Ginetta. In 7th it is James Julians for Valhalla Racing. He'll be starting ahead of 8th place Dennis Noble for Buchholz Racing. We're getting very close to the end. Might not get through all of the teams here. Buchholz and Kallett. Kallett in 30th place inside the top 10. And what we will do is we will jump on to the live pictures because the race is about to kick off, and it will kick off quick around here. It is Imola, it is 3 miles, it's 3 hours with 48 minutes stint timers, 42 cars, 21 of each class, so this promises to be a crack. ACC Drive Insurance Season 19, week number 7, around the last corner. With a perfect 20-degree track temperature, his green lights, his foot down, his flat out, is flying towards turn number 1, and Jan Ruschella did say what he's got up his sleeve at turn number 1, and it's a full-on overtaking attempt as he gets his nose in front into the first chicane. Beautiful concertinaing there of the traffic behind. A little bit of contact there between 7th and 8th, nothing major though. Rochelle in the end doing well to hang on to 2nd place, and should not need any second askings. He instantly takes off and creates a gap. It's Arnold Delazeus, as we can see, has been followed into turn number 1. He's got an absolute world there of a start, and Cortia Gianni finds himself behind. A little bit of contact there. He's on a bit of a wiggle. The 2 McLarens are about to become 3 McLarens. The Schumacher is going to find his way up into 2nd place. No, he's not. Schumacher's going to take it back from Berlin with Cortigiani finding himself tumbling down the order. The GT4s, it's always fun watching them drive. Noble getting himself involved in the overtaking action as well. So too Ostrators in the GT3s. Of course, he started at the back of the grid, so he's making his way through very quickly indeed. It's all stayed the same up in the front too. Of course, Rowan has got himself ahead of Lugan. So great start for him. Giroud's managed to hold on to his position. Bixby and Kren have both made it up spots as well. Bixby for QRT up to 6. It's Tobias Haig who's dropped down 2 positions since that late dash in qualifying. He's lost 2 in the opening lap with Honsel for Alemannia, finding himself down 3 spots in Swatco. Yes, that's Swatco going past more GT4s. But yeah, great start by De La Zeus. The end of lap number 1 in the GT4s. He's got a world of a start. He finds himself leading the way in the GT4s. He is ranked number 1. I'll tell you what, we're going to, I know it's not really traditional to go to replays at the end of lap 1, but let's see what's happening with the GT4s. It did look like there was a couple of contacts registered. Right, so this is more of the mid-pack. Oh yeah, bit of a door bang on the way in, but certainly with the lead group. No, the QRT car just got an absolute worldie of a start. Took that first chicane like it wasn't even there. Beautiful manoeuvring. Very nicely done by all concerned. Up with the front of the GT4s, you always get great racing with them. Swatco for Strater looking to make his way through as Schumacher and Flynn try and hang on to the race leader. The race leader in the GT4s, making good on that qualifying pace. You already 1.7 seconds ahead of Rochelle. Rochelle, of course, in a bit of defensive mode at the minute, because that is Lucas Rode, who's already got a scalp under his belt in this race so far to get himself up into an early podium position. He is definitely matching Rochelle sector for sector at the minute. We'll see what the BMW has got in race trim, but there is the view from the back of Ju's car. And that is exactly what you want in the opening couple of laps of an endurance race. We can see Bixby as well. He's made good moves so far. There's 2 positions he's put under his belt, with Flugen now down 3. So yeah, after some early promise, Flugen down to 3 positions in his Aston and being closed in on by Picano. So the Aston Martin's dropping off a bit in the race here, and the BMW is absolutely coming alive. You can see a solid packet behind Picano, already up 3. Kren has managed to hold his position while the others around him have changed, and Marquez has another driver made it up 3. Oz Croyton, one of the drivers, has lost the spot in the McLaren. Some change in there as Boothby making his way through the field in the McLaren. He's made it up 5. Gaskell just past fellow Porsche driving Wiggins. He's up 3 spots. Swatco now catching up to the back of the GT3 pack, escaping from the GT4 leader, Arnaud De La Zeus. Maximilian Andre, the real winner in the opening stages of the GT4s, finds himself up 7 spots into the top 10. So North Racing certainly heading north in the standings at the minute. It's Kai Schmitty as well for Keysbet Performance, putting in some race performance in those opening laps, potentially actually even quality performance, given that he's taken 5 spots. Although there's a few cars down the order, I've just noticed there, Carbon Motorsports, Tobias Haig down to 30 positions. And it's a drive-through, so I've missed the penalties. My apologies. So yeah, there we go, it's a drive-through penalty for Tobias Haig at the start of the race. That sees him right back down to the back of the field. Wow, that is not the start that you want. Still close, just outside the top 10 in the GT3s, as we can see. Good onboard, yeah, there we go. Team Purple Deluxe, Mustang versus BMW, while McLaren, sorry, Ferrari, goodness me, Behrens that is, in the Ferrari, chasing them into the second chicane. He's getting very close on the braking, as you would expect. Oh, and that's a whole lot of curb use. You love to see it. Mustang taking a slightly more open line, and yeah, that is a very close pack that are chasing there. I think it's Silverio. In fact, he's not even at the back of it for the LK Motorsport team. That is Boothby, who's on the back of 4 cars there. So yeah, purely for entertainment purposes. Let's see how George handles this. Gaskell is a position down, has a look on the way into Aqua Minerale, thinks better of it. But yeah, I mean, a tricky situation. when you've got 5 cars ahead of you. You've got potentially 3 to 4 overtakes to worry about. Overtake attempts every single corner, which could of course change momentum and direction of the car. Gets a very good exit out of that final chicane and time heading down into Ravazza. It could be signed, sealed, delivered before we're even under the overpass. It's game over for the Aston most. Yeah, he's held it on the outside line. Beautiful position in the car there by Boothby. Left exactly enough room to keep 2 tyres of his opponent on the curves, and that is a solid overtake. So that's another spot for Boothby. He's now chasing Alemania. The battle between Burns has now cooled off ever so slightly as Armand and Marquez are still duelling it out. Cadbury's, I've suddenly got a craving for a Cadbury's Dairy Milk. Absolutely no idea why. But the Team Purple Deluxe chasing down. Oh, Marquez with a yellow flag. Boothby with a yellow flag, sorry. Marquez as well. Boothby has had a contact. Let's have a look and see. Oh! And it is Aston Martin there. Contact between the two of them. Oh, and Wiggins has come a cropper now. Wiggins in the 118 as well. I think he has just inadvertently happened upon what has just happened. Yeah, so there he goes here. Oh, okay, no. Bit of a lag spike in the replay there, and yeah, at the same time, the back of his car said no grip here. Goodbye. Rear tyre said no, to quote the famous British comedy series. We've got the BMW still chasing the Mustang to get into the top 10. Marquez defending stoically at the minute. There is the angle that we're looking for Desmo Racing. And that's a good exit again out of the last corner, and that's exactly what he needs and where he needs it. As we'll listen to the sound bouncing beautifully off of those walls. Still no change with the top 2, and certainly Zhu looking very good at the minute. Managing to maintain a 2.5 gap back to Rochelle and second for LFM Road. 3 seconds down the road. Bixby though looking to make more improvements. Berens is close, so is Kren. Yep, the drivers are keeping it nice and close and spicy today. We like it. We've got Kren here, as we can see, for Cryonics Racing. He's certainly not putting the freeze on. We've got him chasing into Aqua Minerale. I would imagine he's flashing the lights to try and put the driver ahead off. Oh, big send up the inside, so Picano for ASS giving that one up pretty quickly there as Croyton closes in. I wonder if Picano's carrying a bit of damage. Nope, doesn't look to be going slow. Kren is definitely going quickly, although Picano has set faster laps. Very confused by what we've just seen there. We've got Herman, who is in 11th place with Beren still in 12th position in the Ferrari. Trying to get in Felix closer to that top 10. It's all lighting up once again. Bixby and Flugan. Yeah, I think we might need to stick on that battle actually. And yeah, we'll jump straight on with Bixby. Good rear view mirror in the BMWs and a good view of the rear of Pascal Giraud's Aston Martin. The Rusty's machine, very visible on the horizon, and that Aston Martin badge is getting closer and closer with every corner that we go through. We're on lap number 6, we've still got plenty of time behind the wheel for the drivers. Yeah, 42 cars, not overly many drivers, with a lot of them being solo. Bixby, as I say, up 2, looking behind them. Down 3, and Giroud's already up in position himself. Tobias Haig is now back. Yeah, Tobias Haig is now back racing with the GT3s after serving that early drive-through. Dela Zeus is still leading the way in the GT4s, so he has certainly found it out on track. Schumacher still in second place. Krillin for Evolution. certainly evolved for him over the rest of the dad punts are absolutely terrible. Giuliano for Nalhala. Good start for them as well, making up a spot with Matthew Hughes for the Apex Predators. Down a position on where they started. Noble for Buckholz. Running where they started as well. And their sister car up 2 spots. So yep, nice and close between the GT4 still. The Lilo carrying a lot of damage, the 413. Oh, double accident. Oh, in fact, oh no, go. Goes to the overtake up the inside. Okay, so the merest of touches there. Yeah, nothing there that caused the damage, that is for sure. Let's see if this one reveals anything. So yeah, heading to the top of Aquaman Rally. Got the inside line. McLaren won't imagine the pace all round it, the outside. Oh, and he's getting contact from McLaren behind. Big contact with the wall. The GT4s, of course, less aerodynamically dependent than the GT3s, but that is not the condition that you want your car to be running in, that is for sure. Matthew Hughes has the Apex Predators Janetta hunting down Alhalis McLaren at the moment. This is for 4th place in the GT4s. Sam Gaskell closing in on an overtake in the GT3s. Starting from the back of the grid in the Poars. He's in a 3 wide position for a 2 wide overtake there. The BMW making itself as wide as possible. And taking into consideration the car ahead as well, quite generously there. 310s there. Bahrain's is still closing down Marquez. George Boothby, of course. We saw him off track. So he's still up 1 position, but he's making overtakes now. He's already made this race. As he makes another one, that's the second one we've caught on stream on the way into Ravazza. Very good exit, not so comfortable exit there for the SG Enduro car. Let's be back up to 18th position. Gaskell getting the move done into the first chicane, maximising the strengths of the course there. Very nimble through the corners. And is it going to be 2 for 2 here? No, because he's got a battle going on ahead. Obviously he's going to have to pick his moment here. Could be presented to him, and it is indeed the Mustang. Losing out. Oh, we've got a GT4 all over the place, and Sam's managed to avoid that. He's taking a little bit of damage there. But that was quite the incident. And yeah, Broken is the team name. Aaron Braukman in the Porsche has a bit of a wiggle. Oh no, so that's him catching up to it, so that happened well before then. So this is Marquez for Desmo Racing. No, so what happened ahead of them as well. Okay, yep, GT3 on GT4 action. I think that was Team Purple Deluxe. But that'll be one for the Stewart. So yeah, I can't quite pinpoint what's going on there, but that's been another one. So yeah, Gaskell's held on to 13th place. Andreas not for SC Enduro, he's dropped a few positions after that. Alemania has dropped a few as well. Other than that, no major casualties. You now, sorry, still 1.4 seconds up the road. Absolutely solid opening, but Rochelle just as solid, and in fact, it's making a bit of traffic, closing that gap. Yeah, split times make interesting reading between the two. starting to close that gap. We've got Marquez just been overtaken by Gaskell. So that's Marquez now net down a position with Honzel down 3 behind him. Aiden for Slater Motorsport. The Slater car that did set a time finds himself up 3 positions. So good game for him. His teammate I think is up. Slater, yeah, he is ahead of a couple of GT3 cars already, so yeah, he's made good progress. Slater looking to fend off Silverio and Bossatelli. Stay making their way past another GT4 car. Constant interaction is going to be Clive Bixby. Still up 2 positions, he is catching up. He did get himself past Lugan while all that was going on. So he is up to 5th position. Giraud in 4th place. Behrens still holding on to 10th position at the moment. He's got Picano, the next car in his sights. Team Purple Deluxe. I do think that was their BMW. Might not. We'll see if the steers pop up any penalties. Boothby has made another couple of overtakes. He's got ahead of Bossatelli. That puts him back up to 17th position. And Swadko, they've managed to avoid both. He's managed to avoid both of the big incidents so far. Started right from the back of the 42 car grid. Now finds himself up into 19th overall and ahead of 3 fellow GT3 cars. To see himself inside the top 20. Arnaud Delazeus is putting in solid lap after solid lap at the front of the GT4 field. I mean, Yannick is matching him, Schumacher is matching him behind. Yeah, frightening level of consistency from both of these drivers up at the front, and they are holding this gap over the rest of the field quite comfortably at the minute. That's another 49.5 for both of them. Corinne actually with a 50.4, so almost a second slower. Julian's, yeah, a bit down on time as well. Fabian Park putting in some decent laps at the minute for the Buchholz Racing team. So we'll be hoping to close up to Nova. We're 20 minutes in, so we're almost halfway into the first stint. It is still 5-Star Racing that are leading the way. Still got that 1.3 second average gap back to the LFM BMW. 4 Astons in the top 3. Sim RC Endurance by Barmenia comfortably leading the championship at the minute. They are actually closing, they were closing at 3.5 seconds the last time we checked. Now closing at 2.5 seconds certainly. So found the second over the last few laps. We'll see if they can get themselves up to podium contention. Lots of follows coming in on Twitch, my apologies. We've got I'm not Anto, we'll go with Anto because I'm not sure where I'm making the words out with that one, but please do feel free to drop in a pronunciation. Oh my goodness me, Clive Bixby Racing with a follow. Daxi we did get. Clive Bixby, thank you very much, he's in the race today. The Dominic as well, Dante 1006, RJ Hexago, oh my goodness me, butchering these pronunciations this afternoon. Race fans, my apologies. Again, correct pronunciations are always more than welcome. Kairu with the following, IQ Bones. Thank you all for the follow. Lots of there, the LFM socials there. Go jump on there, get Discord, get the website, get yourself out on track, get yourself racing. Here, Sam Gaston closing in on another overtake, this one against Stefan Behrens. They're making their way through the second chicane. Oh, he's going to go for it up the inside. Behrens not going overly defensive there. Gaskell is absolutely fly in. Boothby's made it up another couple of spots, so he's back up to 15th. Voice chart between these two would be quite good. There is Bixby there for QRT Esports. Ooh, he really is closing in on the Rusty's machine of Pascal Giraud. The freelancer Ferrari really will be feeling the pressure now. Freelancer Aston Martin, that's what we're doing there. There we go. So yeah, in last chicane, and in fact, go on board. Yeah, a bit of breathing space back to Vlugan as well. So Vlugan dropped off a bit since the start of the race. They've got a GT4 just ahead of them. That'll give them a little bit of slipstream advantage. Yeah, Bixby using it to its fullest then. Oh, tell you what, that's a lot of momentum. He was into turn number 1 there. He can carry that out. That is nice. That is very good. He is now down. He's still down to 3 seconds. Oh, Marquez and Boothby with yellow flags. Oh, cars over the pit line. Oh, and the straighter car has run off the course. Marquez safely makes it through. Let's see. So this is Marquez for Desmo. He has got Boothby in the 255 McLaren chasing him down into Ravazza. Oh, Yudes with the yellow flag. Oh, bit of a bump on the way in. So he gave the position back pretty quickly there. I did mention Yudes. Let's see what's happened there. Okay, so he's going to have GT3 cars closing very quickly through here. Alemania goes past. So yeah, a little bit of a tap on the door, nothing major, just a bit of door banging. They've all survived that. Zhu is still surviving up at the top. Michelle getting to within a second, so right on the edge of the dirty air. What, 34 minutes in. So we've got about 14 minutes of laps to go, so about 7 before we see the cars come in. Again, I'm always fascinated to see what the GT4s do, given how much time you can make up, obviously. Just doing a drive-through to clear your stint timer. Double stint with fuel and tyres. So you do run heavy at the start of your stint, but yeah, you save time in the pits. And we'll see how we go. We've actually had 2 cars in already, the GT4s. Tenetry, it looks like that was either for damage. Oh, damage, yes, of course, Tenetry. The SR97X car we saw get collected by the BMW, big hit in the wall, so they would have been in for damage. And Kobayashi as well, yeah, the McLaren, Mercedes. The Mercedes GT4 car that got collected in that incident as well, 42 seconds. Oh my goodness me, sorry, yeah, Tenerife was actually in for a very long time. I think that might have been a return to garage. But yeah, they've both been into the pits along with Haig serving that drive-through. Early doors, few yellow flags creeping up here and there. Gaskell, nope, it's Boothby, the 255 car looking for an overtake. It is Team Purple Deluxe that is now being hunted down by the all too familiar 255 livery drivers. I'm sure they'll love seeing this one closing in their rear view mirrors. A little bit of tyre squeal there. Just looked up as well, temperature is dropping, we're down to 19. Oh, that is a very good exit he's got out of the last corner. He's going to get there way before the braking zone. Gets shown the outside line. Opens it up, goes for a tight exit through the second curve. Yeah, so much more pace. Is it going to be enough to get it done? into the second chicane. He's got his front wheel alongside the back. They're side by side, no contact. Wow, that is beautiful manoeuvring. Oh, there is a bit of contact. He's put two wheels on the gravel. He's managed to survive. Where is the BMW gone? Oh, he's ended up sideways. Don't often use this camera, but yeah, definitely to see. So side by side. Oh yeah, he bounced on those sausage curbs, and that was enough to send him into his opponent, which was enough to send him back out onto the gravel. And that's then now down to 19th position. A lot of cars gaining on that one. That is Kreuken closing in his McLaren. Still trying to take one position off the BMW head. Kren as a decent start to the race himself, up one position. They do have Gaskell only 2 spots back, but Gaskell now within 3/10 of Meccano. You would think BMW would get it done in a straight line here with the amount of slipstream advantage he's going to be picking up, being that close. Through we go. No problem at all for the finely tuned suspension there, bouncing his way over the curves. GT4 car into the mix. Oh, the BMW's almost cut his nose off there. The two drivers looking for track position. The BMW trying to cleverly use the GT4. Gaskell trying desperately not to close any pace here, but it was the BMW that lost the pace. He's having a look on the way at the top of the hill into Piratella. Not going to happen. No, the BMW establishes himself back on the driving line. Gaskell will need to find another way through. Yeah, he's going to maybe need to think ahead here, even if he gets it done between here and Rabat on the way out of the last corner. You think the BMW is going to have a bang to rights. These cars are bouncing their way through, tearing his way through the revs. Down the hill we go then into Rabat, second. Taylor's oldest time out of the last corner, surely got another yellow flags popping up. A couple of the GT4s join. No, sorry, it's not for SC Endurance, right? Yeah, already down. Actually, yeah, having a bump with De La Zeus, the GT4 leader, who's now got Schumacher, very close indeed. So the GT4 race lead is now down to less than a second. Yeah, De La Zeus actually, a 53.3. On his previous lap, so he has not had a good time on that previous lap, and that has really brought this race lead battle back into firm focus. As Marquez, oh, and that's a lot of damage. Of course, yeah, he's caught up in that incident. Let's see if there is. Yeah, so he's already got the damage there. Aiden for Strater Motorsports trying to go past the Bossatelli, caught in it as well. Let's see what happens with the Mercedes here. Yeah, the Mercedes able to brake much later because of the damage on the Mustang. That brings them very close together for some contact, and Strater past the GT4 that's freshly out of the pits, and Aiden will be looking for that overtake soon with Marquez carrying that damage. Yeah, Imola never fails to entertain. Let's see what's going on with Schumacher and De La Zeus in front of the GT4. 7/10 separate there, so he's still picking away. George Boothby looks like he's lining up for his next overtake. This will get him back up to, or get him up to 12th position. It's the Alemannia Aachen Sports BMW he's chasing down at the minute. His teammate Gaskell chasing down Kren, so he got himself past Meccano. Gaskell into the top 10 in the first 30 minutes of the race. It's going to be quite the podium battle going forward. I'm sure it's... Oh, there's going to be some meaty overtakes. Oh, the GT4 really getting off track there, compromised his braking. Yep, that is, yeah, you really can't be spending that much time on the grass. Boothby, I'm sure that was a bit of a close encounter of the scared kind there. Marquez. Oh, going past the straighter car. Okay, so Aiden, there no incident registered, but Aiden dropping positions there. Team Purple, Deluxe Black through Bossatelli and Marquez, despite the damage, has just made up a couple of spots. Oh, Wiggins with a return to the pits. Wiggins has RTG, doesn't do an old, out with the server he goes. De La Zeus still being hunted down fastidiously by Yannick Schumacher. We've got, what, half a second now between the two of them. Keen eye on the clock, 33 minutes into the race. So still got 15 minutes to go before the opening stint runs out. You could have one short stint, of course, over the 3 hours. I'm just honestly, but yeah, between the racing of the GT4s and the potential strategies because of the ability to double stint. Is a phenomenal class. Oh, and I tell you what, that's a phenomenal run through the Variante Alta for the McLaren with Schumacher there. He is really piling on the pressure. Yeah, De La Zeus. Now was he run a bit deep there, and is there, more importantly, is there anything Schumacher could do about it through that complex? Absolutely not. De La Zeus lives to fight another corner. It is the top 2 ranked drivers in the race that are dueling out for the top 2 in the GT4s. As they finish their 18th lap, they are separated by 2/10 going into Tamburello in exactly the same car. The McLaren's doing particularly well in the GT4s. Aston, so doing their back. Alonso Behrens and big battle going on up in the GT3s. Absolutely right. Oh, and the BMW's run wide. That is surely a position. That is, yeah, done and dusted. You can hear the BMW on the outside there. Yeah, absolutely lost it over that second apex through Aquamura Rally, and that is, yeah, no second time of asking required there for Booth, who finds himself up to 12th position, but still behind Behrens. Oh, back behind Picano. Oh, that was Gaskell, sorry, I'm getting the 255 team. Mixed up a bit there. Rochelle, keeping it to within a second. And still plenty of traffic for them to make their way through. I do love showing off the paintwork. It's a pity the 5-star team's livery didn't work. We'll hopefully get that for the next time out into Aquamura Rally though. Oh, but is that Picano into the pits? Squirrel indeed. So yeah, Picano into the pits, and that looks like a quick turnaround. I think that's a drive-through for track limits. No, it's not. Yeah, now that doesn't seem to have been a penalty unless I've missed that one completely. It's slightly quicker than a drive-through with no stationary time at all. And for some reason the yellow, sorry, my apologies, it popped up that was the yellow flag, so we'll hit 112 for the replay, and it's just on exit the pits. Not sure entirely what's going on there. If anyone in the chat knows the team or has got a wither eye on Discord and finds out what's going on there, do feel free to chuck the info into the chat. Team Purple Deluxe looking to get past Marquez in his slightly mangled Mustang. and out the turn, out the final corner, might be done and dusted, and this suit Aiden for Straighter Motorsport could jump on that bandwagon as well. The Mustang with his rain lights on, signifying that he is carrying a fair bit of damage there. Does let the first BMW through without any attempt to defend the corner. Sorry, I've been distracted by Hansel there for Alemannia. We've got the Carlton Racing GT4 car very much in the mix as Behrens is looking to stem the flow of positions lost. Get back into winning ways. Up 2 on the start, Alemannia car down 1. Boothby now up to 10th position, up 10. Gaskell in 9th position. Okay, so those two have got close. Of course, Cannell clomping out. Bixby all over Giraud at the minute. And Rochelle, the race lead, is in contention here into the second turn. Let's get on the helicam and see how it goes. He's not alongside into the chicane, so it's going to be another turn 4 for Zhu in the lead for 5-star Racing. Bixby as well. Having a look up the inside, but there is a GT4 car there. Is he going to try some clever cutback on the exit? Oh, the GT4. Oh, he's kept to move out of the position there in Bixby. And then with the serious pressure from Vlugen. Vlugen's come from absolutely no place there and almost been handed a spot up and potentially 4th. But yeah, the GT4 holding the line. And therefore inadvertently closing off Bixby's exit on the back right out of the power, and that has kept Giraud ahead. We're almost at the 40-minute mark, so again, one eye on those stint timers for a few of the cars. Still not sure why Picano was in. We're looking at Behrens. There is an Aston Martin wavered down the track. No more GT4s in. Crillin is still in 3rd place behind Schumacher in 2nd, who is still in 2nd. An absolutely valiant effort by De La Zeus to hold on to the race lead. De La Zeus, in fact, is half a tenth quicker over 1 lap than Schumacher at the minute. 1 minute 49.6 for both of them. Fastest laps. De La Zeus setting another fastest lap there. Another 49.615. Yep, so a couple of slow ones, and then pops in his fastest. Schumacher still holding pace with him though. Hansel looking to get the move done on Burns. These two have been left in the Wagon Team 255. They themselves closing in on the BMW of Kren. Won't see them any further in the top 10 before we come into the pits. And Bixby, who was looking very good for the overtake, is now in full defensive mode as Vlugen. Oh no, he's just dropped half a second there. So on board some blue flags. So that'll be GT4. So yeah, Vlugen was within half a second, then suddenly dropped some time. Horns up, we're going to jump back there. Nope, couldn't quite get it done through the second chicane. Sorry, we're bouncing back and forward, but our threatening overtakes we do not want to miss. Rochelle and Zhu now separated by a second and a half. So after getting to within striking distance patiently. Oh, and speaking of striking distance, we'll jump once more because Schumacher is back within a couple of tenths of De La Zeus. I'm going to see the GT4 lead change hands before the pits. Or is this absolutely stoic defence from De La Zeus going to continue for the next potentially 8 minutes before one of them comes in? Who do we think's coming in first, actually? That's a good question. Does Yannick hope to stay out? That is Jan Rochelle. Second place in the GT3s, behind second place in the GT4s. So of course, by process of elimination, that was of course the GT3 leader that just went through into Villanueva. The GT3 sales past, so that's what's between the top two. And the GT3s. This is what's between the top two of the GT4s. Into toes and we go around the outside. Oh, he had a lot of grip there, but couldn't quite convert it. De La Zeus again fending off the advances. Beautiful driving by them both. Honzel's got himself past Behrens. No, he's not. Behrens manages to fend him off. Honzel on the straight though was temporarily ahead of him. It was on the brakes and through the corner. The Ferrari, unsurprisingly, managing to maintain the position. Swapco making moves as well for straighter. The driver started at the back of the 42 car grid. Has just made a position on Marquez, who still carrying damage in that Mustang. But he's now certainly settling into where the rest of the cars are going on. He's lost it again. There was maybe a bit of contact between the two of them. He's given the position back. Let's see as Simmer C endures by Barmenia's GT3 goes past the battle for the lead. And again you can see trying to use the traffic to his advantage is a whole different skill set that is required. It really is a facet that you're like. You need to be quick, you need to be consistent, you need to be good at hitting your marks in the pits, and you need to be good at using the rest of the traffic in endurance races. That is the bare minimum requirements for being an endurance racer. Yeah, interesting to know what the drivers see as the most important. Get those facets ranked in importance and see how it differs over the drive. But certainly at the minute we've got quick and we've got consistent on display and use of the traffic. Well, Schumacher not being able to use the traffic to his advantage, or De La Zeus managed to cleverly neutralise any advantage potentially presented by overtaking GT3 cars. Theologians will surmise for years on that one. We'll see how they get on before the end here. Oh, Crowland with a yellow flag has been overtaken by Nalhala Racing. He has been handily overtaken by Nalhala. They've got the GT4, they got caught out earlier on. Florin, let's see. He's got a yellow flag and then an incident. We'll watch them both. So that, I believe, is Sam Gaskell's Porsche. Oh, yeah. So he's ended up off track there, took a tap in the rear. There is an accident. I wonder if this is... yeah, so this is just a different view of the accident. Oh no. Yeah, so we can see here, as he's coming through, Gaskell flying in that corner, the GT4. Yeah. Just trying to find his way past, and unfortunately the Spider-Man looking car webs swings his way into those barriers, and yeah, even as I say, the GT4 don't survive well. The BMW turning around the outside of Ravazza. Is he finally going to get this one done? No, he's not. Once again through the corners, the Ferrari comes out on top, but here comes Silverio. Oh, has a little duck into the pits, almost went defensive on the way to the pit lane there, but that's Silverio up another position as Alemannia join FMR in the pits. Schumacher has come into the pits from the GT4s. Okay, Schumacher has come in 45 minutes on the clock, fancies the undercut. Zhu is now 1.8 seconds ahead. Still got a lap or two potentially because of where they are on track. Matthew Hughes looking for an overtake before he gets into the pits. The Apex Predator car looking for a position on park. I'll tell you what, looking very quick indeed as well. Cortege. Oh wow! Yeah, that was Team Purple Deluxe there. I'm not sure what happened. Unless of, I mean, that's a massive judgment. Yeah, that's... Yeah, very strange one there. brakes went into full lockup mode. We've got a GT4 off track there as well. Boothby and Gaskell swap positions because Gaskell's in the pits. So Sam Gaskell comes in with 46 minutes on the clock. Boothby has stayed out. Jules Rochelle still out. Burns has come into the pits as well. Meccano, of course, has been in. Alemania have swapped drivers. Tobias Zontag is out. That's Bixby ahead of him. So he's come out behind 5th position, who is very actively chasing down 4th. So that's an awkward spot to come out in. Let's see if Lugan can use that to his advantage. Yeah, not through that chicane there. There will be a blue flag showing for the BMW, so we'll have to find the handiest way. Yeah, we were thinking here. A bit of a slipstream. Oh no, they're pulling in the pits. Oh, of course they are, because we've got 30 seconds left to the end of the stint. So they're all going to be coming in. Yep, race leader is in, road in, Giraud in. His pit box has gone past there. Schumacher has of course been into the pits. 32-second pit stop. Oh, Noble for Buchholz, so they've gone for it. 18 seconds. So they only added fuel. So there we go. So they're double stinting the tyres. They took on fuel. Both their cars did. Both of their cars did, and Avalanche Canseco, he's taken on tyres as well. Sorry, only taken on fuel. Callet Racing have gone for a drive-through, so they're double stinting everything. So again, the GT4s are bringing the strategy. The round was into 55 seconds, so yeah, damage was getting replaced there. We've got a look up at the race leader, and it is you. Back out in 1st place. Meccano running out of order after that early pit stop. Oh no, what? Rochelle is in the lead. My apologies. Rochelle was 3 seconds quicker on the blocks. So yeah, Rochelle stationary for 32.5 seconds, takes the lead of the race through the pits. 5-Star Racing are in 2nd place. Meccano settled into 3rd, but will be coming in the pits again soon. In fact, okay, it was 34 minutes in. Oh, so we'll be going for 2 34-minute stints. Yeah, we shall see, we shall see. Zahender out behind the wheel for Sim RC, Endurance not far behind Meccano. Benjamin Voigt's come out for Freelancer in near Aston. QRT's handed the wheel over to Nico Hank, back out in 6th place. All very similar pit times there. AX Racing in 17:32 in 8th place. 9th is Cryonics with Boothby down in 10th position after the pit stops. Slater, okay, so Slater are up to 11th. They were only in the pits for 20 seconds, so they've taken on fuel. Okay, so they're going for an interesting one. After 47 minutes, they only took on fuel. 18-degree track temperature around Imola. Interesting strategy. Has gone with the drop on Gaskell. Gaskell looks like he's either serving penalties, they're getting damage repaired. He was stationary for the best part of a minute, 50 seconds. So 20 seconds, 18 seconds longer than most of the field. That's put him down to 12. Did start almost at the back of the GT3 grid. Those are still some good advances. In a flex, I've got Rob Borgier behind the wheel. Sontag, did see already. Bossatelli for FNR. Boothby back in the pits. So Tobias Haig up to 17th with Strater. The car, sorry, this is the car that started right at the back grid. Yeah, 16th position for them. And the GT4s, Yannick Schumacher has come out with the lead. In fact, a good lead as well. Wow, look at the traffic. Yep, very nicely done by the Aston and the GT4. But Schumacher stationary for 4 seconds less, as I mentioned. So holds on to first and comes out with a gap after taking it. Yeah, late. We've got Fabian Park for Buchholz and Noble for Buchholz as well. They only took on fuel. Boothby exiting the pits. Huge as well, 24 seconds, so only took on fuel as well. Who else? Nalhalla Racing did a full service pit stop. They are 6th and 7th. It's Avalon who did a fuel only stop, and in 7th, sorry, 8th, Callet Racing, they just did a drive-through on their pit stop, so they're double stinting everything, so they're going to make up places in this stint for sure. Andre for North Racing, full service pit stop. Akapua only took on fuel. Florent got damage repaired and fuel. Winch went for fuel only as well in the Ginetta. So there's going to be so many changes. Prince was stationed for fuel only, but for quite some time. And Bloman with a drive-through, so we'll be back in. Kobayashi was in early for damage and just did a drive-through there. Just did a fuel stop there. So again, the GT4s going to be a fair bit of chopping and changing. Picano now in 4th place behind Zahentner, who's currently running in 3rd. So yeah, quite some changes through the pit stop phases for the GT4 cars. Gaskell now back into the top 10. Boothby now back to where he started. Yeah, because he came into the pits. Was that a drive-through? Oh, it was a stop go 32nd for speeding in the pit lane. If it wasn't for bad luck, he wouldn't have any luck at all in this race at the minute. Boothby back down to 20th position. Oh, as we see the Ferrari and the Beamer, they're getting at it again. Silverio more involved this time, much earlier in the stint. He's got involved, so he's kept that momentum through his pit stop, and he has stayed firmly in touch. And I believe, is that Rochelle? No, it's not. I think, is that the Slater car ahead? Yes, indeed it is. So Aiden for Strater, they've made good progress, but they're now being hunted down by Borger, Sontag and Silverio. And as I say, Silverio joined this party late in the first stint, and he's certainly involved early at the start of the second stint, so we'll see if he can craft out, but he's looking for it into toes if he can, around the outside against the BMW. The BMW keeps it nice and tight on that white line. Martin not able to carry the grip around the corner. Up the hill we go, and it is still Silveria behind Sontag. Get a good view of all the action here. Through Aquaman Rally we go. Silverio still hunting down. Oh, that's a bit of a wiggle, and he's dropped right out of it there. He got a bit too close for comfort. Had the jam on the brakes. That's given a bit of breathing space to the Alemannia Aachen esports team. They can now concentrate. Oh, and a big wiggle. Yeah, Borgier's livery. Oh yeah, sorry, it is working. I just didn't see it was working from inside. just very dark. Hanke in 6th position. He's looking to get up to 5th. For QRT, we've seen these two cars battling out, but it's two different drivers this time at the moment. It looks like the ball is firmly in the court of Hanke. Voigt doing his best to fend them off. As we can see them heading into turn number 8 down the hill, and heavy on the brakes, round to the right then. And another long right-hander as we head down the hill. Here we go then through Aquamina Rally. What can the BMW driver do? Can he close the gap and finish the job that his teammate couldn't quite get done in stint number 1? The track temperature was actually plummeted in the hour of being raced. That's it down 3 degrees. So very much getting to the type of temperature the drivers thrive in. Or some of the cars do actually, to be fair. It's all fine and well going for one lap, but yeah, of course some of the cars definitely prefer slightly warmer weather on the tyres. Yunke, is that? Yunke, welcome. Thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. I hope you're enjoying round number 7 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. As you can see, bit of a gap opening up there. Sontag though, he is closing the gap on Eden, still trying to find his way past there. Silverio looking to regather that ground before Borger catches up, although, oh yeah, so Borger is now down. So he has been overtaken. My apologies, we've missed that one. Bossatelli is now closing up. He is bossing it in that Panda-driven Mercedes, that's for sure. So he's got right up to Borger. Oh, we've got white flags with the race leaders, not just going past some traffic. So yeah, Borger. Oh, and I tell you what, we'll say Borger might be about to lose another position. We'll see a lot of traffic there. There's a bit of a wiggle out with the first chicane. That's never a good sign for the setup, because we see Sontag and Silverio all going off track to get their way past. And that could play into the hands of Borger. He was once, a couple of corners ago, he was defending. He's now doing both. As the Mercedes looks to go round the outside, the BMW is already positioned there, so the Ferrari stays exactly where he is. This is playing right into the hands of Silverio. He's going to get himself a clean run to catch up to Aiden. Two of them make it past on the way down the hill. That's going to be Bossatelli at the disadvantage on the way out. Certainly ball in the court of Borger still. Hanke as well. The last corner, both of them moving over. Has he got the momentum this time to get it into the first chicane? No, he doesn't. Aston Martin again in a straight line. Oh, full send. He's got up the inside right at the death of the braking zone there. Not able to convert that into an overtake though. But yeah, absolutely right the BMW off into turn 2 there, but nope. Not to be. Let's see what Sontag and Silverio. Yeah, they are still keeping it nice and close with Silverio leading the charge here. Borger still fending off Bossatelli. Well, they're going to need to hurry up because Tobias Haig in the Mustang is closing in on them. Boothby as well in 20th. He's got a fair bit of time to make up. De La Zeus back to within. Oh, and that's a bit of a mistake there by the Aston Martin. This is the moment that Sontag pounces and retakes his position into the second chicane. We go not quite close enough. Backs right out of it. Oh yeah, the Aston Martin carrying a bit much. I'll tell you what, that BMW is looking the more confident through the corners at the minute. That could be key, although it could be key to let Bossatelli walk in and take himself a few positions, given how close has brought these four once again. Yeah, they are the closest drivers. De La Zeus trending towards him at the minute. That's now 1.5 seconds of a difference. So he is closing that gap back up again. He's just gone almost a second quicker on that previous lap. Oh, and there we go. I did think that is what we would see. I didn't think it'd be quite that quick, but that is the move done by Bossatelli on the exit to Aquamina Rally. Leaves the Ferrari absolutely standing. Let's see if we can do a along the start finish, and Sontag not quite close enough to beat Pestering Silverio into Ravazza this time around. Tobias Haig, I did mention, he is closing up to Swatco. 2 drive-throughs for the Carbon Motorsport team, which is why they're still in 17th position, despite setting some very quick lap times. You really do need to behave. The track limits here, absolutely crippling. Oops. So yeah, to have 2 drive-throughs in the opening hour, that is a painful one. Quite able to get it done there. Borghera still holding on the back 2 of Bossatelli. Sontag just letting a little bit of breathing space between himself now and Silverio. Aiden got a 1 second cushion back to the cars chasing him. It is Sebastian Zahentner for Sim RC. Now Picano, we're going to have to jump on board. Right, so he's got 20 minutes left of his stint. He'll be coming into the pits. That's the Sim RC car carrying a whole lot of pace there, and that has compromised them both massively. Oh yeah, that's cost the Hentner over a second. Or sorry, just on a second. We'll see what this lap time is, but that is a painful one. Meccano as well, losing a lot of time. Voigt is going to be buoyed by that. That's closed the gap to less than 7 seconds. So certainly trending in his favour after that. Let's see what the BMW of Alemannia Aachen can do. Sontag behind the wheel still, and it is still Silverio that he's got ahead of him as the race leader. No, my apologies, not the race leader. That, of course, is Aiden for Strater. Oh, he's looked a bit loose through there. And that gap is closing. So who's going to get this one done first, actually? Is it going to be Sontag, or is it going to be Silverio? Swatco for Strater, another Strater car involved in action. Still chasing down Tobias Haig. These two very quick drivers, but starting out of position, it's safe to say. Well, one started well out of position, one's been in twice for drive-throughs. They're now battling away over 16. Silverio is where the fight is still at though. Sontag is close. Oh, I tell you what, that is not the ideal place to meet 2 GT4s. They've all handled that very well. There is, so Sontag has dropped back a bit there with all that traffic. It's very nice through Alta for both of them, but it is slightly nicer for Aiden. He's going to hold on to that position for a bit longer, at least it seems. Boothby trying to catch back up. Stockport 32nd has seen him down the field. The Stockport 32nd as well for Team Purple Deluxe. Sees them bringing up the rear of the GT3 grid. 21 cars left in. We've had one team back out with Server. Rochelle still leading the way though. It's been an absolutely solid stint. Took the lead right at the death through the pits in the stint number 1. And as I held on to it since coming out, 3 seconds less time stationary, which is seen there, as I say, take the lead and holding on to it, although Zhu is closing in, just into the stint as well. Let's see what's going on with Aiden still. Silverio still the intended target, while keeping a wither eye on the BMW and the Ferrari that are handily closing in behind, and they really are keeping these drivers on their toes. Schumacher is past De La Zeus. De La Zeus, sorry, is past Schumacher. So there we go, slightly longer for their pit stop as well. It's the top 2 in both classes. Difference of 3 or 4 seconds in their pit stop times, but Yeah, De La Zeus is retaking the lead. My apologies. Another one that I have missed there was Schumacher. Yeah, now back down into second place. Still Buchholz holding third and fourth after... Oh no, my apologies. It's absolutely not. It's Valhalla Racing that are back up to fourth. They have got past the Buchholz car. There's the Buchholz car there. As Sam Gaskell goes past in his GT3 Porsche. Yes, so it has all changed. So Valhalla, full service pit stop. But yeah, they're still back up to fourth. That certainly bodes well for the pace that they've got. Sontag and Eden is still where the party is at though. Bossatelli looking to get himself involved, but yeah, dropping down ever so slightly, and it's Haig and Slatko that are going to be closing up. Haig getting close. Boothby trying to catch up to John Razor. Setting incredibly quick and consistent times as you would expect, but Cusick is a lot quicker than a Razor, so that battle could come to fruition pretty quickly. We'll keep an eye on this one. Hopefully everyone enjoyed so far. Quick pit stop for the comedy team. Grab yourself a nice refreshing drink and make sure you stay hydrated. Wiggle your fingers and toes and let's keep the blood pumping. I'll be back in a moment to bring us the rest of the action from Season 19's ACC Drive Endurance Series, week number 7 from Imola. Yeah, there we go. We are back again, and some changes through the field. Been on a look through it. Can't see where Benjamin Boyd picked up that damage from. I think it was earlier. We may well have caught it, but certainly a lead. Oh, the hands. The lead has changed hands in the GT3s as well. Shoot back ahead of Rochelle. Really fired in those lap times. You see I'm more than happy with them this time. We'll see what type of battle we get between these two for the rest of the rest of the stint. The reason I was checking Voigt, of course, is Croydon is all over the back of him. That damaged Aston Martin is going to have quite the time fending him off. Borsatelli is in the pits. Drive-through. Borsatelli picking up a drive-through. Picano's been back in, full service pit stop, back out again, 17th place. With everything going on, Buffy's back up to 18th position. Sam Gaskell in 8th place. Croydon, still the driver looking for that overtake point, doing the phenomenal job defending, given the damage on the front. Let's see what McLaren can do this time. A lot closer than they were on the previous lap. McLaren trying to hang it. Oh, and a little bit of contact there into the first chicane, and the McLaren extra dab of the brakes. Yep, Croydon just with an off track there. Tobias Haig for Carbon, got another one of the straighter cars ahead. Again, they've served 2 drive-throughs so far this race. And I say so far because it is Imola, and it's very easy to pick up track limit warnings and round the outside across the start finish lines. The Carbon score done. Yeah, I think the Mustang is likely going to get this one done. Moves over to make sure we've got enough space, and through they go. So that is Haig looking to retake ground. Down to 12th position still. Lots of racing still to go. Aiden will look to hang on to the rear for as long as possible, much like Jan Rochelle is. Second to first to back to second, all in the opening hour and 15 minutes. Not a bad start to the race. But Rochelle will be looking to improve on that. It's still Zhu that's got the fastest lap of the race so far. It might even get a bit quicker, given that we're down to 16 degrees. Astons really are enjoying this weather by the look of it. Although Rochelle not going too bad in that BMW, obviously. We've got De La Zeus still leading the way in the GT4s and actually putting a bit of a gap now back to Schumacher since retaking the lead. We've also got Conseco for Avalon. A few positions already. Looking to take some more. David Andre, the next intended victim. Daniel Duar, one of the drivers that went for a double stint, has gone for a double stint opening strategy here. Not too far ahead. Seemingly lacking a bit of pace at the minute though. And Valhalla side by side with 255. I don't know how that's going between those two cars and Noble. Oh, still hanging on the back of the park. Tom Winch has ended up down the order. Now he's been in the pits and only taken on some fuel. Although this says just been in an accident. Let's have a look and see. So this is through the first chicane. Oh, now went a little bit sideways there. Didn't look anything overly dramatic. Oh, not a bit of a bump from the GT3 again. Nothing major there, certainly nothing's going to cost the drivers too much time. Picano is 3.6 seconds up on Boothby. Noble It's still looking quick against Park, it has to be said. And he might get this one done through toes it, and does it indeed. Very nicely done. McLaren on McLaren. And yeah, boot bolts swapping positions. So it does. Looks like Noble is the quicker of the two at the minute. Can he make any impressions on Valhalla with their current third spot? They are still close. Schumacher and De La Zeus now 6 seconds apart. So yeah, Schumacher really not having the best stint at the moment. He's about half a second a lap slower than De La Zeus. In fact, that time over a second slower. And again, doesn't seem to be carrying any damage, so I'm not sure what's going on. Hopefully he's not done some silly accidentally putting quality tyres back on. That used to be my favourite faux pas during racing. I was a big fan of doing that. It's a Hentner is going slow. Rochelle is still keeping up, more than keeping up in fact. With Shu up at the front of the field here. 1 minute 40.8 and 1 minute 40.9. Very close. Again, it's still Shu that's got the fastest lap. The 5-star racing team seemed to lose a bit of pace towards the end of the first stint. They've certainly found it again as we are now deep into the second stint. We're already, what, 32 minutes in, 34 minutes in for some of the drivers. So they've got about 40, again, 7 laps left till they come in. The wind has picked up a bit. I wonder if that'll increase. That could be fun if it does. There is the Mustang just ahead of the top two. Of course, the car that came in that teamed Purple Deluxe. Was it John Razor? No, it wasn't. My apologies, I've lost myself. A GT3 car. There. In fact, yeah, let's just stick with Rochelle. Oh, it's Marquez in 16th. Yes, there we go, Marquez, sorry, for Desmo Racing. So yeah, that's the car ahead, so they've been in, yeah, get that damage repaired. They are a lap down on the race leaders at the moment. This will put them on the lead lap, and then they're going to start and let them through. And we'll see, yeah, just moves over to the wall. Stays over long enough to let them both sail on through. Falls back into line, no issues for the top two. They continue their battle and move on to the next pack of traffic that they've got to deal with. Now this one is Team Purple Deluxe and the GT4 McLaren. It's a nice manoeuvre through there, and it's given them a bit of breathing space. That's a lot of space that they've had, or the most space that they've had. Quite some time. Purple Deluxe moving out the way. I'm sure I did see it's Croydon. Yeah, not able to get past Voigt so far. Still looking for a way past 310s into turn number 2. Again, isn't going to be close enough. Despite that damage on the front, Aston Martin really is hanging on. We've got a yellow flag for Rochelle. Oh, and that's a lot of traffic for everyone to be dealing with, and that's George Boothby that's involved in that as well. Yeah, so George Boothby, that is, oh, and there is Rochelle going off track there, as he is trying to go past the blue flag car. There is Boothby looking to unlap himself after the stop go 30-second penalty. Is he unlapping himself? Missed how he's involved in this. I'm not sure the rest of the field caught him, or if he's caught them to unlap himself, but he is certainly firmly involved. We've got another BMW heavily involved there as well as Rochelle. Will be really coming upon that bunch of traffic there. But that is Boothby, 17th position, and it is Picano. For ASS, it is just ahead. He is leading this little pack with Team Purple Deluxe about to go locked down on all of them. Just ahead. So yeah, full time figuring out going on for the drivers at the minute. There's Team Purple Deluxe getting it away for ASS. And that'll give Boothby, who's actually going for the overtake here while all this is going on. So this is for position what he's got going on ahead of him, but of course directly behind him it is second place, trying to weave his way through all this. Is just going past some GT4s as well. Croydon still looking. Oh, big weave there. It wasn't Bossatelli's car. Marquez. Yeah, having a massive wiggle across the track there. Confirmation Bossatelli serving a drive-through. Team Purple locks down at the back of the grid with a stop go 32nd. Still got plenty of time to make back a spot, who's still absolutely in the thick of things. Rochelle, caught by his Haig, never mind. Rochelle will come back to that as Haig is looking for a move still on zone tag. This will get him up to 11th position if he can make it through stick. Has a bit of a wiggle on the way out of time. So yeah, if your tyres don't stick, then unfortunately the move is unlikely to stick either. And it most certainly did not on the way back. Season 2 of them still bumper to bumper. Looking for it around the outside. Bordier as well. Schumacher's come into the pits. Schumacher from second in GT4s with no damage has come into the pits. Now that does seem a bit early, unless he's going for a fuel only on this one. Haig still looking for that overtake. Michelle. Can we see now? 5 seconds down. Wow, that's a big gap that's opened up there. As Borgier goes past Aiden. Aiden is going to make a stick. He is indeed. Oh, he's got a bit lively, and Aiden is going to come straight back at him on the exit. This is going to be an interesting run down there. That's how close they are. Strength, love and acceptance. That would have been, yeah, full commitment there. Right down into the Vatsa. And Aiden for Straight Motorsport retakes the spot. Oh, does he? The Ferrari looking for it on the inside line. Is he going to get the run? Oh, just runs a bit wide, puts the wheels on the gravel. That really does massively slow you down. And that is Borgier back up to 13th position. Tobias Haig, he's made it. Oh no, my apologies, he's absolutely not. It's still Sontag ahead of him. Croydon still behind. Well, there's Tom Mueller, and there is Silverio in the thick of things. Oh, Haig got it done. Yep, he did. And that's a forlorn looking Mercedes GT4 car. That's Buster. Stefan Buster. Oh, and he's gone wide. Or his rear end's gone wide, that's for sure. He's managed to wrestle it in though. Tobias Haig does manage to retake 11th place. Still got 5 more places to get back to where they started. Almost took another place in the pit stops here. 6 seconds is now the gap between the top two. 5-star Racing having an absolute 5-star race so far. Sontag still getting involved. We've got more GT4 cars. One of them being the recently pitted Yannick Schumacher for 18 seconds. Right, so he came in and took on fuel. But it has put him down to 10th place. 9th place as he gets past Canseco. Yeah, and it's before the halfway mark of the race as well, so they're going to have to do something interesting with their next couple of stops. More interesting stuff going on in the GT4s as Toyota for Khaled Racing is all over the back of Paglia. These two again completely different pit stops. Last time around Toyota just did a drive-through, so he's been running double fuel. Is on the same tyres. Emma Reparto went for a full service and plenty of fuel, so they might be on a double stint on this one. That will be one that we will keep an eye on through the next round of pit stops. Arno De La Zeus comfortably in the lead, about to lap Tenantry in his Ginetta as Sim-RC Endurance sail past as well in there. Bright yellow Aston McLaren, Aston Martin, sorry, that is of course Sebastian Zehentner. They've made their way up in position since it started. Oh, and Benjamin Voigt's in the pits. So there we go, he's decided the lap times have suffered enough with that damage. Yeah, first stint was on full on the 48 minutes, so coming in slightly early for this one, but should come out just on the halfway mark of the race. So it's a strategy that could be repeated in the second half. We'll see what De La Zeus and Julien's do on this lap. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. Oh, Gregorino coming into the pits. Oh, he's missed his box. Oh, he's missed his pit box. Oh, he's really missed his pit box. That's rocking and rolling right there. Yes, so Voigt losing positions by virtue of the fact he is stationary in the pits. Jules not losing any pace up at the top of the grid. Sam Gaskell potentially on for an overtake before the end of this stint. He's got Max Gerds, who's had a very solid stint. We've barely seen him. Completely flown under the radar and just got the job done. Looking to recover a couple of positions that were lost earlier by the team. 5th position at the minute, but it's Gaskell in the Porsche who is chasing. You would think this is game on for the Aston Martin, but that is a very good exit by Gaskell in the Porsche. And he is more than keeping up with the Aston Martin in a straight line, and he is in a Porsche. Is he going to be able to carry the extra pace into the first corner? He certainly looks like he's going to give it a go in the turn at number 2. Heavy on the brakes. Wow. I mean, they say that the Porsche is good through the corners, and in the hands of Sam Gaskell it is very, 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 very nauseum. Very good. Through the corners, and that is another position in Gaskell up to 5th place. Hasn't set the and that's GT4, gets past nicely. Hasn't set the fastest lap of the race, but has been very, very, very close so far again. But of course, it's not always about being the quickest. It is consistency that wins the day in these long races. All my fellow hay fever sufferers out there, hang in there. We've got Aiden for Straighter Motorsport into the pits. That is their second planned stop. Chu is still out to go past the traffic. So there we go then. Come out of the pits just ahead of Schumacher. A few other cars have gone past. In fact, the Buchholz team both pulling both of their cars in. They will be in, you would think, for longer than 18 seconds. They're going to unless they try and triple stint their tyres. Question, De La Zeus 32 seconds. So Yannick, despite his pit stop only being 18 seconds for fuel, hasn't managed to take the lead of the race. So that strategy hasn't worked, as we see more cars piling their way in, including our GT3 race leader. Pit lane is busy at the moment, that is for sure. That is, yeah, race leader in, so Jan Michel will retake the on-track lead. Tobias Haig will take his spot in the pit box ahead of Slatko for Strater Motorsport. Marquez is in as well, an absolute flood of GT4 cars in the pit as well. Evolution Simsport are in for their second stop. Paglia for Emma Reparto has come in as well. This is all promoting De La Zeus and Schumacher back up to the top of the on-track lead. Now Hall has stayed out. They went full service last time, so we'll see what they do. Schumacher was 6 seconds behind when he, or 5 seconds behind when he came into the pit, so he has managed to close that up. But still, that is a big gap not overturned there. Slatko and Marquez on their way out. Zhu only just on his way at 39 seconds. Yeah, thinking that was another penalty served there. We'll see if that makes any difference as Rochelle comes in from the race lead. Hanke as well, so an absolutely solid stint. Sitting in third at the minute. Of course, we'll see where that is once the pit stops come in. There's Sam Gaskell on his way out as Picano goes past. Gerd's on their way out of the pits. Borger is in. Boothby in as well. Rochelle still stationary. Zhu is Aquaman and Raleigh. So here comes Zhu into replace Rochelle is moving. Now, has this gone back in the favour? You would think so, given that Zhu was stationary for 39 seconds. So yeah, Rochelle released for LFM and takes the lead. That 7 seconds in the pit stops is making a whole lot of difference at each stint, but then Zhu brings it back. This is a bigger gap than the last time though. So we'll see if that has any bearing as Hentner and Hanke, look how close they are. Wow, is it Hanke that is still behind the wheel? We'll give that a second to update. It might not even be Hentner behind the wheel. It could be Lucas Road and it could be Clive Bixby. It is Bixby. It is definitely Bixby behind the wheel for QRT, and it is Lucas Road. Oh, wow, what a lineup these two teams have brought to the party today, and what a party it's been between the two of them. And it's going to be a podium party by the look of it, unless Sam Gaskell can pop along and rain on that parade, which I'm sure he would love to do after starting at the back of our penultimate row. Now, of course, we had one of the straighter cars starting right at the back of the grid. And then the two 255 competition cars starting just ahead. Cryonics Racing. I've got Leon Crane back behind the wheel, so a few driver changes. Gaskell back out the pits in 5th place. That is quite a turnaround. Where is his teammate? Boothby back up to 16th position, ahead of Swatco. Clive Bixby still up 3 and chasing down Lucas Road. What type of gap we've got there? 3 seconds, so we'll see how that develops over this stint. It's still Arnaud De La Zeus in the lead. You can see the gap that he's got. That's a freshly repaired Aston Martin separating the top two in the GT4. Schumacher back out for another stint. Does have, yeah, again, only 18 seconds on that previous pit stop. So fuel only. Wasn't able to... it wasn't enough to turn around and get him back into the lead, so you'll be on a full service next time around. We'll see if there are no counters. Conseco, oh yeah, in for a drive-through. Nobody else in the GT4s on this round of pit stops doing anything out of the ordinary. Full service for them all, so it is still QRT that are leading the way with Firefly in second. Nalhala up into third place. Buchholz Racing have got 4th and 5th at the minute. Great running for them so far. Apex Predators in 6th position, and Calit in 7th. Emma Reperto in 8th place. North Racing in 9th after a good start to the race, and rounding out the top 10 is Evolution Simsport. Some extra time in the pit for them, and that's seen them down 6 positions. Oh, of course, that contact that we saw earlier on in the race. I wish he started an hour or two sooner, then I'd be able to attend more at least. Michael Redford, welcome in on YouTube. Yeah, with all the time zones, it doesn't. It's yeah, it's not easy to get a race start time that is suitable for everyone. Oh, Clarin looking for the overtake down into Ravazzi. He's got the inside line. Both McLarens looking slightly unsteady there on the way into the braking zone, but that is a very good overtake by the Evolution Simsport car, making back a position. George Boothby looks like he has advances in his sights. He has got Aiden ahead of him. He's also got Burns in the Ferrari, not too far behind. So they have grouped back up on the way through the traffic, although that's quite the gap that's opened up there. Really throwing it at that entrance curb. That might be a bit touch and go with the track limits. We'll see if any more penalties are coming his way. That stop go 30, it really did hammer him down the grid. 15th place at the minute. White flag as he touched the brakes, bit of a strange one. That is looking very quick indeed out there. Let's see what we can do against the BMW across the start finish line for lap number at the start. Lap number 59. Yeah, absolutely as smooth as you like. It's sent to the outside. We've seen what he can do here already. Wow, miles past before we even get into the braking zone. And that is a nice solid move. Aiden not putting up too much defence given the extra pace that Boothby had. Didn't lose out too much to Burns behind as well, so not too bad all round. We've got Rochelle now 5.4 seconds ahead of Shu, and half a second quicker on that previous lap. So we're going to make the 5-star team work for it again if they're going to get back up into the lead. These longer pit stops, you would think would slow them down. There is Picano coming in for his second pit stop. Yeah, running a slightly different strategy to some of the other GT3 cars. It's got them up 2 at the minute. We'll see where they are after the stop. Silverio as well for LK Motorsport. They've made a good advance through the field as well. We'll see if we can carry that into well into the, well, that would be the closing third. Already 2 hours and 44 minutes in. Yeah, see what they say. Time flies when you're having fun. Let's see what Croyton has got up his sleeve for the closing stages. And sorry, Frank, Zero Frank for AX team closing in on Croyton, so it's a battle going the other way. Croyton's done some good running so far. But AX Racing looking to take back some spots that they lost early in the race. They're down 4 on where they started. Park with a yellow flag. Park with a yellow flag. Sorry, Corn had the yellow flag for Buchholz and his team. Oh, in the front deep through Ravazza. I wonder if that's redressing the positions or just letting the quicker car through again. But certainly Park Corn had a couple of yellow flags on that lap. Yep, and of course the yellow car and the Aston coming through as well. So yeah, Buchholz swapping positions once again. Regressing the positions from earlier potentially. Behrens is still the driver on a move. Where's Behrens gone? There we go. So yeah, been a bit of an up and down race for Ed Felix this week. Looking to yo-yo back up the grid if they can. 17th place at the minute, but I do have a good look at the car ahead. And Corn as well is the one I'm looking for. There we go. Sorry, Corn again, yeah, looking to fight back. And oh god, that is Mercedes just ahead of them. Valhalla still running well in 3rd place, getting an absolute solid race for them, making up 4 spots so far. Schumacher still trying to make inroads into De La Zeus's lead. Oh, Park has been overtaken. Yep, so they've swapped back again. Okay, the GT4 Mercedes, some light flashing going on there as well. That is Schmidt. Yep, and the 2 Buchholz cars. Oh, there's a bit of contact on the way into the braking zone. They've both survived though. Yeah, that Mercedes certainly not looking factory fresh by any means. Gritelli out for MR Reparto, catching up to Carlet Racing, 2 of the quicker teams in the GT4 Championship, just down on the edge of the top 10 this time round. Oh, Carlet pulling over, absolutely slingshots past him on the way into the braking zone. The difference between the brakes on the McLaren and the Aston clear to see there, as Carbon Motorsports Tobias Haig sails past up that inside line. Carlet going to take the line on the way into the corner. Certainly going to have it on the way out as well. So they are in defensive mode. And again, 2 of the top teams in the championship. Just inside the top 10. Bossatelli has just got the move done. On Andreas Knopf, the SG Enduro car finds itself now down to 20th position as Bossatelli retakes 19th, so heading back up the grid. They were heading down it earlier. Let's see. Lucas Road, Clyde Bixby. Pascal Giraud for Freelance. After those incidents earlier and having to get that damage fixed, they find themselves down in 9th position. Looking to get back up to 8th if they can. They've got the inside line, they've got a GT4 car there, going to make it very interesting indeed. Lightning McQueen, lightning along that start-finish straight and gets the move done as the Apex Predators GT4 gets a front row seat for that one. Severio, speaking of front row seats, he's got a front row seat to the back of that BMW ahead of him. Picano with the different pit strategy has come back out in 10th place, so it's worked out not bad. Aston certainly looking much the quicker of the two. In fact, Franco in 7th place as well, all over the back of Barrington Croydon. We'll see if one other gets the move done first. George Boothby with a yellow flag there, says he's just had an accident. Let's check and see what's going on. So through Tamburello, a couple of GT4 cars. I think, is that Rochelle behind them? Again, oh, the McLaren. Oh, yeah, full on sideways there, and that's the car we were not long on board with. Emma Reparteau coaching. That's Evolution who were involved there. Where's the Reparteau coaching car gone? So they lost their footing through the corner. This was the Apex Predators' involvement. Oh no, just a bit of lag there, no actual contact. Very strange replay. Pop up. The Emma Reparteau coaching car, unfortunately, their instant. Oh, now did it? There we go. Did we get the replay here? So slightest of wiggles there. Yeah. So the Cali racing car takes a little bit of a bump, and then yeah, just runs himself a bit deep, loses the back. A little bit of a tap, and yeah, Critelli. Slightest of driver errors there on the brakes, and that's completely rotated the car. Schmitty on a comeback, didn't carry damage, but is closing in on Kobayashi ahead. The two Mercedes having a battle as Yudes looks to put a lap up on them. The Ginetta should get this one done on the straight over the damaged Schmitty. Yep, there he goes. Yeah, blue flag as well, so that one should yet be done and dusted through there. Schwatko for straighter is 1.8 down, way down. Aiden v Zontag. Zontag will of course have the damage repair. Just as I'm sneezing my brains out there, Sontag finds himself off track. Behrens is looking close as well, and he sails on through there. Very nicely done. Behrens making back more places there. Sontag still out on track. Cano is now catching up to this battle as well. Swatko is now behind Kano after that wobble. So all change there. No change up at the front, and no change with the gap as well. Still at 6 seconds for Rochelle for LFM. So yeah, retook the lead coming out of the pits and is maintaining that gap, and in fact has gained through that first sector there. They've put it over 6 seconds, although it's a whole lot of traffic. He's coming up on it at the minute. I believe that's George Boothby just ahead. He's trying to stay on the lead lap. I know he's a lap down after the stop go 30. So that's messed up his pit strategy as well. His teammate Sam Gaskell at 5th position. He's close to a half a second a lap quicker than Bixby ahead of him. Bixby losing a little bit of time to Lucas Road, who's 21 down on the top two, but he does have himself a nice little 5-second cushion there back to Bixby. Croyton just messing with the track limits there, so do not, as they find themselves surrounded by GT4s. And he makes it through nicely. Got an hour and 4 minutes left. Season 19, week number 7. Watkins Glen last time out, Imola this time. Track temperature now 15 degrees. It started 21 degrees. So it's definitely dropped. The wind has doubled to 4 kilometres an hour as well. So a little bit of something to keep the drivers on their toes. Arnaud Delazus doing an absolutely sterling job up at the front of the GT4 field. He took the lead early. There's a bit of a battle through the pit stop phases with Yannick Schumacher, but this time around it's all the way of Delazus. He's currently got about a 5-second gap up at the front. Very nicely done indeed. IR Terminator, good evening. Good afternoon. I'll be back. Sorry, some terrible Arnie impressions here. But yes, welcome in IR Terminator. I've got an hour left, plenty of racing still to come. Oh, Picano, oh, he's really thrown it at those curbs here. Yellow flags all over the place there. Let's have a look. Let's see what's going on here. So obviously this the exit of Toza heading to the top of the hill. He's catching the GT4 quite quickly. Oh, and just takes a little bit of a tap on the rear. So yeah, just an innocuous little bump, nothing too serious. Thankfully, both drivers surviving and cracking on. That is Croyton. It is in fact Frank that I was looking for. Yeah, there he is there. So yeah, Frank, he is catching up for the AX Racing team. He's certainly keeping Croyton on his toes at the minute. They've got Sam Gaskell looking to break away ahead of him. You can see he is closing in very handily out of that last corner. So the McLaren driving Croyton could have an issue on his hands sooner rather than later. So too could Bixby Gaskell. As I say, about half a second a lap quicker. Wow, we actually went 1.3 seconds quicker on that last lap. He's just done a 39.9. Zhu with a 40.2. I think 39.8 is the quickest lap that we've seen so far. Certainly Gaskell threatening to put those in at the minute. Yes, he can back out of it ever so slightly there as Crichton goes past one of the GT4 previous podium drivers, podium sitter, Evolution. They've dropped down through the pit stop phases. Gaskell absolutely picking up pace, and he's picking up the scent of the car ahead. That is the battle that is about to ensue. Yeah, that was Swatco that we were on board with there. That one with door bang. Oh, Sam Gaskell is crawling right up to Clive Bixby. Again, he's only 2 tenths quicker on that previous lap there. So Bixby stemming the tide, but not enough to deter Gaskell from catching up. He's now hunting down a podium position. It's another good exit. He is so quick out of Ravazza, it's absolutely frightening. Oh, as we've seen a car. Oh, that's Swatco. He's made an absolute mess in the final corner and ended up off track, but that is just on the other side there. Sam Gaskell making his way past and getting up onto the podium with 55 minutes left to go. Yeah, 7 minutes from now, anyone that comes into the pits, that will be their last planned pit stop. Oh, and Sontag has just come in. Sorry, Honzel. And they were stationary for a while. They've lost positions. Yeah, so driver swaps and lots of positions lost there. Let's see what's going on with Behrens, who is still looking for spots. It's Aiden, the car we just saw in the background there, as Sam Gaskell was getting onto the podium. So Aiden was getting himself off into the gravel and very nearly into the wall. He certainly put himself into the sights of Stefan Behrens now. Got a little bit of time before the next pit window, before the stint timer runs out, so he is going to be on full defensive mode. That is for sure. The gap up at the top, between the top two, still sitting beyond 5 seconds, in fact beyond 6 seconds. So Rochelle, all the early pace that you had, that extra 7 seconds in the pits has been massively detrimental. Really not managed to recover from being a few seconds up there now. Yeah, that gap is increasing. They're really going to have to pull out the bag in the final stint. Giraud, another driver looking at Bixby with the white flag, just weaving through some GT4 traffic himself. It's still Behrens though that we're going to keep an eye on. Hunt, oh, and that's a rear end wiggle there. Yeah, not easy to get the tyres back up in the pressure after having an off track, especially when it's only 14 degrees now, so the temp has gone down again. And yeah, the tyres are now in the graining zone rather than the previous. Yeah, in fact, yeah, there's no way they were blistering at any point in time. 21 degrees, that's certainly a nice range to be at, but 14. Starting to get a bit on the cold side. Looks like it's favouring the Ferrari at the minute. George Boothby catching up to Tobias Haig, battle for 10th place. Not often these two are battling outside the top 5. Boothby at the minute though, second and a half down. More pit stops still to come, and 52, so about 50 minutes on track and one pit stop still to take. Marquez in 17th, looking to catch up on Swatco. What can Behrens do in a straight line? Yeah, not the gap going in the favour of Aiden in the Beamer. Through the corners though, this is where it gets close. It's a good run through there. It did look like Aiden was a little bit cautious on the way to the first chicane there. Maybe just being extra careful on those semi-cooked back tyres. Nicely done. It's Yannick Schumacher that we're going past. He's still got second place. Still 6 seconds down, so De La Zeus really has worked wonders and separated the two of them. Especially after Yannick only taking on fuel. Up the inside, there we go. 2 GT4s for the price of 1. Gets them all both, gets them both done before Aquaman Rally. Boothby now only 7 tenths behind. So this could be another feather in the cap for the 255 driver. His teammate onto the podium and only 4 seconds down on road. I think Bixby's had a bit of an incident. He was 2 seconds slower on that previous lap, so I'm not sure if he ended up with a couple of wheels on the gravel. Tobias Haig has been very quick today. He's had 2 drive-throughs though, which is why he's only in 10th position. He's certainly coming up against a quicker driver at the minute. Boothby has managed about a second a lap quicker for huge chunks of the race over Haig, so this is still going to be a good battle though. McLaren driver's going off to pick his spot nicely. It's very nicely done by both of them, but a bit nicer by Boothby as the McLaren really using the width of the track, the Mustang, sorry, using the width of the track. Boothby smelling the line up the inside, but there's a GT4 car there as well. It makes it a bit tricky on the exit, but he's gone for it up the inside, holds a very nice line, beautiful amount of room left by both drivers, and Boothby gets it done, but does he have enough room to get the car in front down into Aqua Minerale? We won't know because of the trees. Yes, we will, because they've all survived. And there is that Jan Rochelle? It is indeed. So Rochelle, not far behind them at all. First place out on track, and 7.5 seconds ahead of Shu. Wow, their pace has massively dropped off as the temperature has dropped. Aston's really not loving the 14 degrees that we're currently being presented with, and Rochelle is starting to run away with it a bit now as he catches up to these cars ahead. This would put another lap up. So yeah, this is Boothby and Haig just going on to 76, and this is Rochelle about to start 77. And really is flying. He's just on a 41.0. Boothby 41.3, Haig 42.2. So yeah, you would think he's going to catch up pretty quickly. Yeah, really has again dropped off this session. Lucas Road still holding on to 3rd place, but is going to need to pick up the pace a bit. He's going to fend Sam off even before the end of this stint. Yellow flags waving off of the GT4, just coming out of the pits as Yannick Schumacher's come in. So right at the end of or right at the start of the final stint time, man. So yeah, they're going to come out with 48 minutes left to go, which is all I need. But that is Schumacher coming into the pits, and Alhala are going to take 2nd place because Schumacher is going to have to take on tyres this time after only taking fuel. I wonder, Park and Corn still holding 4th and 5th. After their early fuel-only stop. That's held them in good stead. The Apex Predators in 5th position. Schumacher rolling, but Nalhala is well and truly past. Where is Park? Park was on the start-finish straight. Tobias Korn with 2 wheels on the gravel. Oh wow, that's all 4 wheels on the gravel. My apologies. Grass, gravel, wall, everything. Oh, and that is really going to be almost enough. No, it's not quite going to be enough. Tobias Korn there, almost giving up. Oh, he has not given up the chance to get ahead of Schumacher. That was very close on the way out. I wonder what happened to Korn there. Let's have a little look and see. So heading down to Ravazza. Got Haig behind them and Rochelle as well. Oh, they catch up very quickly there indeed. Oh, yeah, I had a look at the inside then to the outside then, yeah, took a double tap in the rear. And that's him out facing the wrong way. Marquez on Swatco, the Mustang driver looking to take back spots as Critelli comes into the pits in the GT4. So it's a few cars, or sorry, 2. It's less than a few I suppose, into the pits just as the final stint, if you like. Starts on the race, 46 to go. Team Purple Deluxe just past the pit end. This is another GT4 comes in. Sam Gaskell already within 1.8 seconds of Lucas Road. I did say will Road be able to fend them off before he next comes into the pits. And And yeah, it's another 1.6 seconds quicker on that last lap Gaskell was than Rhodes, so it really is applying the pressure. He'll be looming large in that rear view mirror. We'll see if Rhodes decides to come into the pits. So you want to make sure you maximise the tyres. In 48 minutes, yeah, the tyres will fairly easily do 48. Then we start to feel them drop off a bit just as you get into the final 20 or so minutes of their life. So we'll see. Oh, Haig's come in and Cren's come in as well. So a fair bit of diversity in the final pits then. Cren coming in. That's more GT4s coming in. Schumacher we knew was in. Critelli on the way out. Winch is in the pits as well, and Zanetta, in fact, he's on the way out as well. That might have been quite a quick one. Critelli, yeah, 11 seconds, only took on fuel. So Winch went fuel only. Apex Predators looking to slingshot up the grid. They are fairly down the order at the minute. We'll see how that obviously balances out. And Schumacher as well. So Schumacher, in an attempt to take the lead of the race, has gone for a drive-through. So no fuel or tyre, so I got that massively wrong. Oh no, my goodness me, I've got it even more wrong. It was a drive-through. The reason they did a drive-through is because it was a drive-through penalty. Wow, so that is going to see them out the battle for the lead unless De La Zeus picks up a drive-through, and at the minute I don't think he's going to be pushing too hard, just needs to bring it home. Cren on his way out. Boothby is within 1.8 seconds of Silverio, and his teammate Gaskell is within 0.8 of Lucas Rhodes, so we'll switch our attention to what's going on up here. And out with that last corner, in that Porsche, Sam Gaskell is just an absolute different lead to the rest of the field right now. It is mind-blowing how much time he's making up along that start-finish straight against Aston Martins. And it's all about that corner exit from the final one. Through the twisty stuff, that Porsche just absolutely destroys the difference between these two cars. And of course, that GT4 part's right on the apex as well, certainly didn't help. And that is the Strater Motorsport battling that's going on ahead of us. Chirot comes into the pits. That is Behrens that now finds himself smack bang in the middle. Battle going on behind us. He is still trying to get the place from Aiden ahead of him. Did get a good run out of Aqua Minerale. That Aston really is being hunted down. Oh, wow. Oh, and he's had a bit of a wiggle. Yep, he's lifted there. He knows he's made a mistake, Burns, and he's pulled right out of that. Blue flag's been waving, and that is exactly how to handle that situation. Yeah, that could have been a bit of a sore one, but Gaskell, Rhodes, and Behrens all acted absolutely perfectly there. The three of them has survived. Aiden's come into the pits. Behrens is going to stay out, so is Bossatelli staying out as well. Gaskell, of course, has just stayed out as well. Let's see if that last corner exit was as good this time as it was the last. Not quite. Not quite, so therefore we keep praise upon it. It was only world class there, not otherworldly. So yeah, not quite his usual high standard over the lap, but look at the way he destroys that car again. Really maximising the strengths of that Porsche, minimising the weaknesses with these exits and on the accelerator. Otherwise he's got much rear wing on that. Another good exit, and he's keeping up with an Aston Martin in a straight line, trying to find his way to the inside line. He wants to hold that inside line. The Armenia car wisely keep him as far over there as he can, trying to scrub as much momentum, force him into do more braking to make it round the corner. Certainly a strategy I've employed many a time. If you are watching Kieran, hope you're better and made it home today. Red Bull rank, just saying. Into the final chicane of the course before we head down to Ravazza. That is, yeah, very nicely done by both suspension. Absolutely hanging on by a thread. Silverio has been overtaken by Boothby, but he is catching back up again. No, not quite, so let's jump back on Gaston Road to see how they two go on. That is some amount of sunlight that is now pouring through the driver's windows. Let's see what the Porsche can do this time around. Again, last corner wonders. Aston Martin just topping it at the top end. Of course, behind in the braking zone again. A full game of cat and mouse between these two. One of them's going to have to blink first and come into the pits. Does Gaston come in to try and get some clear track? Does Road come in to try and get a bit of breathing space? It's definitely affecting both their lap times as well, that's for sure. They're now in the low 1 minute 41s. Both have been into the 40s. As he really opens up, carrying so much more pace into Tosa there. Love to go for a wider line. He's got a much better exit out with Tosa this time around. See Endurance under pressure. He's alongside on the way into the apex down. Oh, through Piratella, he'd almost got it done. Definitely looked like he was side by side from that angle. Not quite close enough, and that battle going on in the background, that is still Bossatella and Baders. Oh, Marquez has come into the pits. We've got lots of GT4s coming in. On the Porsche again, so much quicker on these corner exits. He's getting to the braking zone, and because the Porsche is so much better on the brakes, he's able to pull alongside with the Aston Martin just squirreling its way out of the corners and maintaining that spot. And all the while, Behrens is the driver with a front row seat. As we can see, that Mercedes badge looming ever larger in the side mirror there. So he's got himself the perfect position to watch the fight ahead, but his eyes are going to be firmly fixed on his own apexes and rear view mirror. That Mercedes in a straight line is absolutely no joke. As one of the GT4s comes out of the pits, the Mercedes thinking about a move around the outside. Bossatella not quite got the Panda power this time around. That Porsche again in the first chicane. All over Lucas Road. Bixby now 7.2 seconds down, only a 10 separating them out of the brakes for Villanueva, and heading into Tosa. Wow, what a run he's got through there. He's been sizing up this overtake. Is this now the time to hang it around the outside? No, it is not. The Aston again holding the track position, holding the racing line. Both drivers holding their nerve. He's not as close as he was the last time around, and they were still pretty close. Heading through 9 and 10 down into Aqua Minerale will go once again. There's Giro Frank coming into the pits. 37 minutes left to go. Straight and Motorsport have come in, so is Andreas Knopf as well. Aiden Forstrater goes past his teammate as they both go past Calit Racing. Ooh, that looked a bit closer than it was actually. Oh, here we go, he's looking for it again. He's got two wheels on the gravel. Such a good run he's got out now. Surely he's got his nose in front here, but he's going to be on the outside line here. Inside line in the braking zone. Buchel's car ahead of him, sends it very nicely indeed and does hold that position. But of course the Aston Martin knows what we all know. Very quick in a straight line. Oh, as he comes into the pits. Sam Gaskell comes into the pits just as he gets himself up into third place again. He is in the pits along with Zhu. Now, can they sort out their pit stop troubles? Giro Frank coming back out. Tobias Haggis on the third drive-through penalty. Wow, 3 drive-throughs. So is Picano. 3 drive-throughs. Bossatelli has just served us. They've had 2 drive-throughs, and so is Christian Marquez as well. Schumacher with that 1 drive-through that's really taken him out of contention for the race win in the GT4s. He's about to be overtaken by George Boothby. That one completely escaped me there. De La Zeus Yeah, absolutely magnificent race so far. 38 seconds up the road after that drive-through for their main race-winning challengers. Nalhala could take advantage of that as well now. They are... Where are Nalhala? 9 seconds down. Stranger things have happened. Just come out of the pits and see what they can do. There is Behrens just coming out of the pits just behind Sam Gaskell, 32 seconds, so military precision from Sam. Rochelle has come into the pit. Zhu this time, 32.6, there we go. First pit stop this race for the 5-star team that's been under 35 seconds. The majority of the teams in the 32, so it's a lot of time being lost. Road is in. Bixby follows suit. They're all piling in now. Boothby is in as well. Again, this will be their final planned pit stop. Some of the GT4s further down the grid all being in. We've got North Racing going to get past SRK, and he's going to get this one done at the top of Piratella. That is a nice move indeed for North to get themselves past Sim Racing Canal's Mercedes. Swatco was saw in the pits. Boothby is on his way out. Jan Michel is on his way out. He's got a lot of cars piling up behind him. Let's see where Zhu is, and that gap is down a couple of seconds. Rochelle was actually over half a second quicker through the pits as well. Stationary for half a second less. Took a 10 and was a tenth quicker while moving, so a couple of little advantages there. But Zhu's got the gap down ever so slightly. Lucas Road exits the pits, and here comes Sam Gaskell on full attack into the first chicane, turn number 2. Is he going to have it done? The tyres are going to be much warmer. The colder tyres on the Aston Martin, giving all the grip they can to Lucas Road, but it's not going to be enough. It looks like Sam Gaskell has indeed got himself up onto the podium, so the undercut working absolutely perfectly. I mean, I say undercut, he was ahead of the Aston when he came into the pits just 200 yards or 100 yards before the pit entrance. He got ahead, and now after a very smooth pit stop, Gaskell, wow, Zehentner managed to get going again 2/10 quicker than Gaskell did. So yeah, Zehentner did everything he could in that pit stop. Wasn't enough to fend off Gaskell though. 29 seconds down on Zhu in second place. Are the Gaskell fans dreaming of second place? We will find out. Let's see. Silverio into the pits. Vlugan right back in the thick of things after coming out of the pits himself. Oh, big contact. Catelli and Calet Racing. Tom Winch, I think, got caught up in that as well. But yeah, Critelli, big contact there with Calet Racing in the GT4s, massively clumsy on the straight from both the drivers there. And we'll definitely look at that one with the sad face, a learning experience for sure. Dale Aziz just confirming he's still, what, 38 seconds up the road? Yeah, yeah, and 39.8 seconds for Yannick's drive-through. Matching on another lap for lap, but yeah, this is all in the hands of QRT's Arnaud De La Zeus to bring home an absolutely solid race win. It'll be a great team performance as well as Nico Handlin teammate. Currently running in 5th place. Oh, Vlugan still looking for an overtake on Croyton. Oh, Croyton's going to succumb to a move of the inside. No, he's not quite close enough. Looked at from that angle originally, but not to be. Bolt flashed his lights here, trying to distract the driver ahead. A common tactic we've seen so far in the race. Oh, shows the outside and tries to pull it to the inside, or maybe just get out of the slipstream, but either way cost himself a lot of momentum going into that turn, and that is going to show on the exit, which shows on screen before I even get the seconds finished. Coming up to one of the Mercedes GT4s, a bit iffy on that curve there because of the car ahead, and that is what that can do to the gap. A bit better by the McLaren through Aquamina Rally, but on the exit it does look like the Aston's going to get the foot down pretty handily, not going to be close enough into the final chicane. I'm going to see some fireworks through the vats. They're coming to Butte Holtz. After their strategy, still looking to hold on to a solid top 5 position if they can. Part trying to get past Hughes, I believe that is. No, that's not what we're watching. Oh, and yeah, they nicely get out of the way. Oh, love these tracks. His way through. Oh, we've got another follow in the Twitch chat. Curtis Lee 317. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. Welcome in. We're here for round number 7. Ding ding seconds out, round number 18 between these two. We are round number 7 of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. 2.5 hours of HUD so far, and the action has been thick and fast as Marquez is looking to get a move on John Razor. The Desmo Racing team after some early damage tumbling down the order, and that looks like it's going to be job done into turn 1. It is indeed, and into the braking zone for the first chicane. And yeah, that is Desmo back up to 17th. Team Purple Deluxe, 2 stop 30-second penalties they've had. But we've also had teams with 3 drive-throughs. So yeah, the track limits and pit lane violations coming thick and fast, certainly through the GT3 grid. That is for sure. George Boothby as well, 2 stop-go 30-second penalties served in the race so far. And given the number that we've seen, do you feel fairly confident saying so far, as we'll probably see a lot more. Bossatelli with 2 drive-throughs, Marquez with 2 drive-throughs. GT4s have been relatively well behaved. Of course, Yannick Schumacher costing himself a shot at the win with that drive-through that he picked up. Conseco with 2 drive-throughs and Schmitty with 1. Only 5 for the GT4s. There we go, just started sim racing. Enjoy ACC and AMS2. Nice. Well, yeah, both of them are well covered at LFM, so make sure you get on the website. Lots and lots of races to get involved in. Might even be a few announcements coming. I'm not going to say anything just in case, but we've got John Razor in 18th place looking for a move back on Marquez, although yeah, not the exit that's going to get him there. The AE car is past. Vlugan still looking very quick as he goes past second place in the GT4s. He's still trying to catch up to Anatoly Croyton. These two 24 seconds adrift of 5th place, so that might be a big ask. Apologies if you were subjected to that loud ban there. There is some kind of issue in the sim where that occasionally happens. There is no reason, no rhyme, and no warning, unfortunately, for anyone wearing headphones like myself that just jumped out of their skin and aged about 20 years. Apologies. Definitely a glitch in the sim racing world is Sam Gaskell in that Porsche. He's taking the fastest lap in 39.7. Yeah, what more can you say? Sam Gaskell doing Sam Gaskell things. Can he catch up to 2nd place actually? I joked about that as he came out of the pits, 26 seconds. and that's a bit clumsy going for the overtake there. He's knocked the GT4 off, the GT3 McLaren's left him space, and Vlugan has managed to get that move done. Can Crichton fight back? Oh, they have a bit of contact through Toza there. Spicy stuff between the two of them. They have both survived though. And yeah, after a few laps of patience there, Vlugan makes it back up to 6th position. Yes, there have been some steady increases over the race. And making more in the final stint. Oh, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, G-Foth. Welcome in, welcome in. Round number 7. The ACC Drive Endurance Series. 10 lifetime licenses per team up for grabs. I'll tell you what, this race was absolutely up for grabs for 5-star racing. A fairly comprehensive poll, and had a good solid start to the race, but their first 2 pit stops were just too long. One of them 7 seconds longer than anyone else's in a GT3. That is a lot of time, especially when you now look and they're 8.5 seconds down. So without that one pit stop on its own, you'd only be a second and a half behind, and the first pit stop was 3 to 5 seconds slower as well. So yeah, they should theoretically, I'd imagine they would have expected to be a couple of seconds ahead at this point, but yeah, absolutely not the case. Anatoly Crichton not giving up on the chase for 6th position, although the Aston, now that I've said that, looks like he might be trying to take that decision firmly from Crichton's hand. Nico Hanta, yep, just having a bit of a yellow flag there. An absolutely solid race up 2 positions. One of those would have been 3, of course, has lost the position to Sam Gaskell. No shame in that whatsoever, but yeah, Hunt started in 7th place and running in 5th, so an absolutely solid result from the QRT team. Overall, 5th in the GT3s and currently 1st in the GT4s. Anatoly Crichton. Oh yeah, no, now he's flashing lights. He's saying, yeah, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. McLaren is absolutely pestering Vlugan at the moment. It says battle that could run right down to the end of the race. Hurrah! We've got G4 Milady. Thank you very much. Welcome in. I meant to ask what that means on the German channel. Borgher is getting himself involved in a bit more action as well. Where is he? Looking for some 13th, might be looking for him at the moment. It is one of the straighter cars, Aiden. He's got ahead of him. What have they done? 6 places so far. So they're running well. Their sister car, Snobgo 30-second penalty. They started in 43rd. That Snobgo 32nd has certainly put them back down the ground, but for Borgher, they started 13th, currently running in 13th place, and looking for an improvement. Thank you for the follow, Sunamore. Again, hopefully pronouncing that correctly. Feel free to put correct pronunciations in the chat. Bossatelli, another driver with multiple penalties from the in-game stewards for those track limits, looking to get back up to 15th position at the expense of Tom Mueller. The Panda-powered Mercedes is going to motor down into Ravazza. He's going to go for it on the brakes. Yep, full send, makes a stick. Oh, he's done a little bit deep and invited the cutback from the BMW, who said, yes, I will take your cutback invitation, I will retake the position, and we shall duel this out along the straight, my fellow driver. BMW versus Mercedes, Germany, let's see which one of them comes out on top. Oh yeah, big gap on the straight. One of them managed to use the GT4 for slipstream, the other one not so much, unfortunately for them. Borger, oh, and he's gone past. He's got the move done. Wow, Aiden has put up some serious defensive driving so far in the race, fending off all comers, but yeah, very quick move there by Borger in the closing stages. Well, I don't know in the closing stages, there's only 28 minutes left to go. And we've got 8.6 seconds of a gap up between the top two with Sam Gaskell. 20 minutes to make up 24 seconds. He's just done another 1 minute 39.9, 1 minute 40.7, so 3/10 slower on that lap than Jou's previous lap, but he's got a fair bit of traffic ahead of him at the moment. Michel now 9.6 seconds ahead. It's been an absolute battle for the LFM driver today. I'm sure he's loved absolutely every minute of it as well. Started in second and has flirted with first a couple of times in the opening stints. Took it through the pits and has not looked back. And again, those pit stop times really will come back to haunt you because, yeah, as it stands, they would have still been 4 seconds in the lead if they'd have had 32-second pit stops like Rochelle did. Rochelle, in fact, with a 31.9 on his previous stop, so absolutely no messing about in and out of the pits. And 5-star, I think, have cost themselves a race win here. Arnaud Delazou still looking absolutely solid at the top of the GT4 grid for QRT Esports Firefly. Served the drive-through and it's cost them their second place at the moment though, so still on the podium. We've got a good gap back to Nalhala, who for the phenomenal race so far qualified outside the top 5 in the GT4s, but now find themselves on the podium. Absolutely solid. Buchholz have done well as well, mixed up their strategy, took a few lonely in there and get themselves up into 4th position. Huge improvement on where they started. And Matthew Hughes as well for the Apex Predators. Up to 5th place. Ahead of Korn, the other Buchholz car. They've made it up a couple of spots. Not faring as well as their sister car, Rowan Carter Racing. We saw having a bit of contact earlier on and ended up massively off track, so they're outside the top 5, ahead of Evolution, down 4 after some troubles and woes. Avalon Motorsport and Akabua rounding out the top 10 in the GT4 class. Jan Ruschel still putting on a masterclass up at the front. Although, unsurprisingly, quickest driver in the, I was going to say in the top 5, top 10, top 15, top 20, quickest driver in the GT3 car at the minute is Sam Gaskell. He's just gone sub 1 minute 40 again. Rochelle with a 1 minute 40.0, Gaskell with a 39.9, more importantly for Gaskell, Jou with a 1 minute 41.6. He's certainly going to close the gap. I don't think he's quite got enough time. No, 7 laps. So you could potentially get to within 5 or 6 seconds. We'll see. And of course, you might actually be running. They might be running on drive-through penalties. I do like to forget that, despite the fact that we've got lots and lots of drive-throughs so far. Yeah, some of the drivers might already be at the limit. One more penalty and you're in the pit, so that could certainly determine how much oomph they put into the corners. Gaskell's teammate Boothby, 2 stock go 30s and big contact early doors, but he's still managed to improve 11 positions on where he started, still ahead of Silverio for LK Motorsport. They're up 6 on where they started, so great race for them. Although that is Tobias Haig, that is not too far behind. They started in 5th, they're now running in 11th place, so have dropped outside the top 10. Much like, of course, Tom Mueller and Cryonics, they started in 8th place, now down in 16th position. So I think pit stops. So Zhu's first pit stop was about 36 seconds they were stationary, and their second they were stationary for 39 seconds. So I reckon they lost at least 7 seconds in the second pit stop, and the first pit stop, yeah. How do you change the game's original HUD? In what regard? Sorry, that question has a lot of scope. Do you mean when you're driving? We need to sign buttons. If you mean it in this spectator mode, push F2. If you're on PC and you've got a keyboard, F2 will cycle through the different in-game overlays. I've got Rochelle at 11 seconds. Yeah, now I couldn't see it on the penalty list, and it didn't look like they had much in the way of damage. So yeah, again, very confused. Let me see. Yeah, let me just have a quick look and see. Well, no, I think between the two of them, I think Zhu has been posting faster laps, and did hold the fastest lap for quite some time. Yeah, I can't see anything jumping out with the penalties, so I do think it was the pit stops. But yeah, of course, what caused the pit stops, not sure. Yeah, sorry, just having a quick look. I cannot see, unfortunately, the penalties that I'm looking for. Yeah, I has put them at a disadvantage. And again, I do think as well, potentially their pace at the moment, they're maybe carrying 3 track limit warnings. So they're having to be a bit more cautious with their lap times, although that was a 40.2. That's not a cautious lap. The quickest lap of the race is a 39.7, so yeah. They are putting in some quick laps, but Rochelle has been into 39s as well as Gaston. Oh, Croyton with a late mistake. Let's see what's happened here then. So, and into the second chicane. Nobody near, so you do fear this. Oh yeah, back of the car just goes. I've seen a post do that earlier as well. Just said absolutely no thank you, no grip to be found here, move along. In a sideways direction. Benjamin Voigt looking to make back places after picking up some early damage. The freelancer team have got a couple of drivers out behind the wheel, and it is Croyton they are looking to exploit after his mistake. Boothby is the next car down. Bossatelli is looking to unlap himself at this point, which is an interesting dynamic when you've got an overtake going on ahead of you, so we'll see how that one plays out. But Voigt certainly will be looking to quickly catch up to Croyton if he can and make the most of that mistake. Only 11 minutes left to go. Track is down to 13 degrees as well, so that's definitely differing for the tyres. With a bit of worrying to do there. Yeah, Croyton losing about 12 seconds on that previous lap there after that mistake, so that was hugely costly. Hugely costly. Sam Gaskell's just made another 6/10 on Zhu, 21 seconds, yeah, so I think Zhu is looking quite good to hold on to second. Oh, and a little bumping and grinding on the way through. Variante Alta. But it's a Henner that comes out on top. Croyton is on. Yep, he has been overtaken. So Voigt's got the move done. Croyton in 8th place. George Boothby right behind him. Is he going to bag himself a late couple of positions? That might be a done and dusted for Gaskell as far as overtakes go. Got a question. Do other people see my custom livery when I get Patreon? Yeah, there you go. Exactly, yeah. If they're using the livery tool too, then yes, they will see whatever livery you're using. Right, let's see. We're all too familiar with the livery that George Boothby uses, and he is trying to guide it up to 8th position. Another phenomenal exit. Gaskell has been the king of that final corner, but Boothby is not too far behind second. Yeah, so you can install your liveries into the tool. I think there's an add livery section there, and then you just run, just sync the liveries, and they'll update when you jump into the game. Oh, and that's a big bounce here for Croyton. That's not what he needed, not what he wanted, and that is a position gone as quickly as that. Croyton just making his way through Alta a bit too quickly there. Villanueva, sorry. And that one absolutely hurts, and that is Boothby now up to 8th position, so he did get that move. Croyton not too far behind Bossatelli again, looking to unlap himself. Oh, that's Alaman into the pits. Is that a drive-through? 45, 173. 205. Yep, I fear that is a drive-through. Got confirmation on that. De La Zeus still absolutely flying. 38 seconds still he's got over Schumacher. The two of them have been trading lap times, but that drive-through is pretty much what separates them. Yeah, Schumacher cost himself the shot at the win. Michel absolutely on for it though, 14 seconds, so that gap is just increasing. Lap on lap at the minute. Gaskell down within 17 seconds, so a big jump in the gap there. In fact, I wonder if he's now hot limit, because that was the 42-1 that he's just done. Boothman at 1.5 seconds behind Benjamin Ford. Is he on for that final spot as well? Julian's from Valhalla with a yellow flag. Right, okay, so that is lap GT4s and Anatoly Croyton going past Croyton, putting his GT3 on the grass to get round up. But Valhalla holds his position, and that is Michelle behind him. Yes, it is. It's all mixed up on the traffic. We've got Jan Michel's done 101 laps, and the last GT4 car's done 87. The lead GT4 car has done 92. So almost a 10 lap difference over the 3 hours. There's the Zahentner going past, still holding on to 4th place. Got a 6-second gap over Hunt. Again, the QRT team looking at a good result tonight. 5th and 1st across the 2 classes. Not too bad, 255. Certainly with the way the race started initially, would have been potentially looking at 2 drivers on the podium. But with these 2 penalties, and that was after the early contact, sees him in 8th, certainly Gaskell up in 3rd. Just having a little bit of a moment. Going through Aquamina Rally, see what the pace is like on this lap. 41.9 on the previous one there, so going a bit quicker again. 42, certainly slow. Zahentner and Hunt still got 4th and 5th. Lugan with a good solid 6th position, but they have dropped 3. They did of course start up in 3rd place. So doing a great job in qualifying, not quite able to convert it into the race though, unfortunately. Tom Mueller started in 8th, they're down in 16th. They've been one of the big teams. One of the teams that have really suffered during the race, of course, Tobias Haig as well. Has made it back to 11th. They started in 6th, so there's a 5-place drop they're looking at the moment. It's got a fair bit of time to make up to Silverio as well, so I'm not sure he's going to gain any more places before the end of the race. Strater Motorsports car 122, they've made up 24 places, started in 43rd behind the GT3s, but more importantly for them, they have managed to get ahead of 2 of the GT3 cars, so yeah, they have made gains. They've also made multiple trips into the pit with a stop-go 32nd under their belt, so could certainly have been a bit further up. Croyton, Vlugan with a white flag, Croyton with a yellow flag. It says it's just for an accident. We've seen the back of the McLaren get lively so far, a couple of times on exit. Oh, yep, big contact with that GT4 car there. Out of absolutely no place. So let's see, Boothby is looking for that late overtake. Can he get himself up to 7th place? It'll be the event at the expense of Lightning McQueen. Come on, George, have a heart. But no, he'll be going for that position. Lucky number 7 is on the cards. That'll be where his run stops within 18 seconds to Vlugan. So this is his last chance for romance. Can he get himself up another spot? That would be quite a comeback after the issues and the penalties. Into the second chicane, nice and early on the brakes there. Yeah, good run down the hill. Can he get it done? Goes to take the outside line through Ravazza, or is he just eyeing up the undercut? Oh, he's had a bit of a wiggle there. He was definitely going for it, but he's had a bit of a moment on the exit, manages to gather the car up and keep it going. Yeah, 255, they've got the absolute cheat codes for getting out of that last corner at Imola, that is for absolutely sure. They are alongside, and Boothby, oh, this is the leader on the final lap, wow. Oh, and he's managed to hold on to it then. I was preaching his demise, but not to be, and yeah, Rochelle, there we go, confirmation, he is just behind them. So he is getting to watch this battle as Boothby goes for it into the second chicane through Villanueva. Not to be though. On the exit through Tozy, he's going to have the outside line. We've not seen that work for many drivers so far this race. Not going to work for Boothby on this one either. So we'll get to watch this battle right to the end. In fact, De La Zeus is through turn 13. He might actually take the checkered flag here. We will see where he gets to. We'll see where Boothby gets to because he's still battling away with with the race leader catching up. Sam Gaskell 18 seconds, so Zeus managed to keep him at arm's length. Not so much Boothby will be home for another lap here, but he needs to get the overtake done. If they can get across the line, they'll get to run another lap. Yeah, if they can stay ahead, they'll get to run another lap, and Boothby will have another crack at getting the race win. Let's see where De La Zeus is. Across the line with a couple of seconds to go, so he's going to have another lap. But Jan Ruchel, there we go. What a race. Started in second place for LFM, and he's managed to get himself up onto the top spot. An absolutely incredible ride. Oh, and of course, yeah, sorry, Boothby's got the move done. So Boothby did get the move done as he was looking at second place. So Boothby is up to 7th place. Picano crossed the line. Someone's ignored their stint timer and picked up a drive-through penalty. Schumacher has gone from bad to worse, picked up a drive-through and might actually lose second place now. Might actually lose second place. We'll see what happens here. De La Zeus is still running. Shoes crossed the line and taken second place in the GT3s, and Sam Gaskell is taking the fastest lap and third place. Great drive for him. Zahentner crossing the line in 4th position. Nalhala have crossed the line. Now we'll see if there is any change there. De La Zeus is still out and lapping. Nico Hunt has crossed the line for QRT, 5th place for them. Vlugan comes across the line, chasing down one of the straighter cars. That's 6th position there. And George Boothby, after that penultimate lap overtake, is going to cross the line in 7th position. De La Zeus is going to cross the line and take the checkered flag to win in the GT4 class, round number 7 at Imola. Very nicely done for the QRT McLaren driver. As I mentioned, Schumacher and Julien's already across the line. Buchholz got 4th and 5th place. Boothby in 7th. Voigt in 8th, Croyton in 9th, and Silverio crossing the line in 10th place. But there is our race winner, Jan Ruchel for LFM Esports. We'll get the full results up in a moment, but another absolutely cracking round of the ACC Drive Endurance Series. Of course, we're here for 12 weeks in total, and that was round number 7, so well beyond the halfway mark at this stage. We've got, of course, coming up next is Brands Hatch. If you thought this was twisty and turny, let's wait until next time out. And then, of course, Bathurst, Barcelona, Silverstone, and the Nürburgring all still to come. The teams and drivers fighting for those 10 lifetime subscriptions to ACC Drive. An absolutely invaluable platform for ACC sim racers and, of course, other sim titles as well. So yeah, well worth racing for. James Julians, welcome in. GG, great racing. Great racing indeed. Let's just see if we have the results up. As I say, we'll get them up in a moment. Thank you to everyone that's given us follows this evening. We've had chatting all along in YouTube and on Twitch as well. Lots and lots of follows. And even some advice handed out about the liveries as well. You'll love to see it. But yeah, this evening we had Snow 95, Blue Space, David, Powder, Daxi, Clyde Bixby Racing, the Domic, Dante 1006, Regevo, I'm butchering that one. Anto as well, Kiaru, IQ Bones, some great names here. Yunka, Dr. Dole, Warner Jr., Curtis Lee with a follow as well. We had a raid. Thank you very much to GFoth for the raid as well. TJ Souza was in, I'm sure. Yeah, that was all of the follows. Thank you for the follow, James Julians, as well. Welcome in. That was, of course, round number 7. There we go. We've got the results in the GT4 race. Nope. Here we go. In the GT4's QRT confirmed race winners were Nahala second and Buchholz on the podium. Firefly down in 4th place. So they did lose that spot with a drive-through at the end. Buchholz in 5th, Wakala in 6th place. Apex Predators, Evolution Simsport, Avalon Motorsport and North Racing rounding out the top 10. It was Akibua in 11th with DC Racing in 12th, Sim Racing Canal in 13th, MR Reparto Coaching down in 14th position, and Apex Predator second car Tom Winch finishing in 15th place. Maze Beer were 5 laps down, SR97 finished in 17th, Keysbet and Broken 18th and 19th, Celestial Sphere finishing in 20th position. And in the GT3s, as we saw, LFM taking the top spot, 5-star in second, and 255 Sam Gaskell rounding out the podium. Sim RC Endurance by Barmenia in 4th, with QRT in 5th place, AX Racing in 6th, and 255 in 7th. Once again, Freelancer in 8th, Team 32 in 9th, and LK Motorsport crossing the line to round out the top 10. 11th place was Carbon Motorsport after a difficult racing in Felix Racing, finishing in 12th. Strater Motorsport making an appearance in the top 15 in 13th place, with FNR and ASS 14th and 15th respectively. Cryonics finished in 16th with Desmo in 17th place. SG Inju Performance in 18th position. Strater with the second car in the top 20, finishing in 19th position. Alemannia Aachen Esports down in 20th. Tough race for them, down 9 spots. Team Purple Deluxe again 7 places down, finishing in 21st. And Wesser Racing finishing in 22nd. Monitors have gone a bit weird. Thank you. Another follow. Eagle 1. Come in, Eagle 1. Thank you very much for the follow as well. What a race that was. Of course, we're back with the Pro Series on Thursday night. Make sure you get tuned in for that. And we'll be back next time out for Brands Hatch. Again, thank you to everyone that's followed, that's liked, that's subscribed, and all those great things on social media and following on Patreon as well. Love to see the support for LFM. 250,000 drivers cannot be wrong, so make sure you get yourself signed up and involved in the action. That is all we have got time for today, though. My name has been John Wright. Until next time, stay safe, take it easy, and have a great rest of your night. Good night.